Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, get ready for an entertainment explosion. Get ready for an avalanche of awesomeness. Get ready to go live with your boy. Here he is, Hoodie Jube. And make sure to hit the subscribe button for your chance to win tickets to a live New Orleans Saints football game.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Hoodie Jube back with another live podcast. And if y'all don't know, y'all will know, there's no YouTube without your boy Hoodie Jube, man. How's my Who Dat Nation doing tonight, man? I'm doing just fine. Hopefully everybody else is doing good. We got a lot to talk about today, y'all. A lot. We got to talk about that Eagles game. We got to talk about the Bills game coming up. We got to talk about all these people we signed to the roster, people that we released, the contract for Taysom Hill, some of the other people we just signed. So, there's so much to talk about, injury reports, etc. We got so much stuff to talk about in here. So, let me just look at the chat real quick and read some people up in here to see who's all up in here tonight. We got Mr. Elite up in here. Who dat to your Elite? Who dat to Mr. Jerry up in here, man? Who dat to Joe over here, who is Empty Mining Gaming, man? Who dat to you? Who dat to Gabriel, man? Who dat to you? Who dat to Miss Madison? Who dat to you? Who dat to Chase? Who dat to you? And then it's Mr. Jerry again. So who dat to everybody? And, I got to start off my show always thanking Mr. Dynamite for that sick intro, you know what I'm saying? We love the intro. It's sick. And there's no better way to start out the show than hitting it for him again, Jube.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, get ready for an entertainment explosion. Get ready for an avalanche of awesomeness. Get ready to go live with your boy. Here he is, Hoodie Jube. And make sure to hit the subscribe button for your chance to win tickets to a live New Orleans Saints football game.
Alrighty, y'all. So, tonight is the round table. Like always, man, we're going to bring on, some of the people that's already on. We already put the link in here for Mr. Jerry to hop on in here, and anybody else. If you have any thoughts about the game, about the Eagles game, any thoughts about some of the signings we had today, and any thoughts on this upcoming Bills game, or anything that's on your mind that you want to let go, come on this round table. I'll put the link in here for y'all. And also, I'm going to bring on all these people real quick, and then we're going to do a big shout-out to somebody. But I'm going to wait for that shout-out to bring everybody on here with me. So, let's bring on the first person on the podcast. Everybody loves him. Everybody knows him because he will speak the facts and he will speak to knowledge to you. Here he is. Welcome, C.T. Crusher. Welcome to the podcast.
Who that? Who that to everybody in the chat, man? Y'all go ahead and crush that like while y'all following in here so we can get this round table, discuss some of the negatives and positives of this Saints week as we head into this Thanksgiving Day game against the Buffalo Bills and hopefully stop the skid. Please stop the skid. What's up, everybody, man? I hope you're having happy holidays. Share this out. Crush the like. Let's get it started.
Yes, sir. Let's bring on the next one. Everybody knows him. And let me just play the video for him because if I play the video, y'all know who he is.
Paulson Adebo will shine in 29.
It is. So let's welcome him on. Mr. Trey, they call him, but we also call him Saints 01. Welcome to the Hoodie Jube podcast.
What's happening, bro? What's happening?
Hey, not much. So let's bring on the next person, too. Let's bring on another person up in here because we got another one right here. And everybody knows him by maybe Tyrese or knows him by the Last Saint. So let's bring Mr. Tyrese to the Hoodie Jube podcast.
What it do?
What it is?
What up? What up? We got some positive stuff.
I made a video for you. I made a video particular just for you, Tyrese. Just for whenever you talk about my boy Taysom and he needs to be your starting quarterback. Man, I got the perfect video. So look, just say something real quick about Taysom Hill being starting quarterback. Just say something. Come on, I gotta hear it.
My boy Taysom Hill got another phantom deal going on. Hopefully it's for that quarterback position. We really struggling right now. We really struggling right now at quarterback right now.
No, just admit
I
it.
got us
Just
going
say
for
it.
Thursday, but hopefully, everything goes right.
Hey, just say it. Just say it. Taysom Hill should be the starting quarterback. Just say it, so I can play my video.
Oh, hell yeah. Taysom Hill should definitely be the starting quarterback. I mean, shit, at this point, we ain't got nothing to lose.
I got you. I'm going to play the video now.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive. Yeah, I'm positive. I'm very sure about that.
I had to mess with you, though. I had to put that on there. So let's also bring on one of the OG, Mr. Jerry, right? So let's play the video for him real quick. Yes. Y'all know who that is. The OG. Hold on. Who's echoing? I can hear myself when I'm trying to say this. Who's echoing?
I was thinking the same.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So let's give the man his real. Let's give him his real introduction now. All right. Let's start all over again. Jerry. I'm just doing the chant. I ain't trying to play the video again. Jerry. All right. So let's give him his introduction, y'all. Everybody knows him by the OG, the one who will bring the subscribers to you. So let's bring him on, Jerry. Welcome to the Hoodie Jube podcast.
What is up, boys and girls, and everything in between? It's another episode of the Hoodie Jube Saints podcast with your host, Hoodie Jube. And also, we got the champ in the building. We got the one and only CT Crusher.
Who that TOG?
World.
Now I'm with you.
And we got the last Saint in the building, Mr. Tyrese in the building. And not too long ago, we got Trey in the building, Saints 01. What's good, Who That Nation? What's good, family?
Who that, y'all? I had to get everybody basically on here real quick because we got to do a big shout out. So whenever this person does see the video, we're going to, that person will be recognized and be able to see that that person was recognized. Also, that person might be in the chat pretty soon, maybe, but we don't know because it's her birthday. And that is it's her birthday today. So we all got to tell her happy birthday to Miss Be Kind because she was in the chat earlier this morning before the show even started and wanted to say, I just wanted to let y'all know the 23rd is my birthday. So everybody put in the chat for Miss Be Kind when she comes in here. Tell her happy birthday and then, Crusher, Jerry, Tyrese, everybody just give her a nice little birthday shout out.
Happy birthday, Kind. Much love to you. Hope you're enjoying it. I hope you did not watch the game. I hope they did not put any type of rain on your parade and have the most festival birthday intertwined with Thanksgiving as it is. Much love to you, Queen. Much love. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Yeah, hopefully you didn't watch the game. That shit was a travesty.
Yeah, I just wanted to say happy birthday and many more blessings to you, Miss Be Kind. I wish you nothing but good health and happiness and all the best on your birthday and many more birthdays to come. God bless you.
Indeed.
On your birthday. And as like the fellas just said, I hope the Saints' tragic loss didn't rain on your parade. You probably had a good time on your birthday. Just enjoy the happiness on your birthday. Just enjoy everything in between because, you know what I'm saying, even though it didn't come out the way we wanted, but still, happy birthday to you. Happy Who That birthday to you, Miss B.
Happy Who That.
Yep, Miss B. Con. Also, we got to give a big shout out to everybody else in the chat. So, shout out to Mr. Vernon Joseph over here. Who that to you? Who that to Slim South in the building? Slim South is in the building tonight, too. Yes, sir. Big Daddy Jube in the building.
What's up?
Okay, Big Daddy Jube.
We also got Miss Bobby in here. Miss Bobby in here tonight, y'all. Miss Bobby in here. We got Chase in here. So we got everybody up in here tonight so far. And it looks like somebody else just joined on the podcast to come join. I don't remember who this is, because the username is PM. Don't know who that is. But let's introduce PM into there. Maybe that person we can hear him. PM, welcome.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
What's up, man?
Oh, that's Purple
Marcus.
Marcus. Man, PM.
PM,
Thinking
yeah,
of
Purple
PM. Purple
Marcus.
Marcus. There we go.
That's a young
See,
man.
now we remember.
The artist formerly known as Purple Marcus. What's happening with you, young fella?
Nothing but happy birthday to her. Good blessings to her. Hopefully she didn't watch the game because we know what happened on Sunday.
Got that right, son.
We do.
That idea.
Hey, Purple Marcus, I got a new name for you, man.
What did Jerry say? I couldn't hear him.
Oh, he said he's got a new name for you.
I got a new nickname for you, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you the Saints. I'm gonna call you the Young Saints Mind, cause you're a young fella, and cause you know about, just like us, we know about all our saints and stuff, and do everything in between. So I'm gonna just call you the Young Saints Mind.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Well, cause you know what I'm saying, cause you're young, you know. Me as being the OG and stuff, I gotta come up with some cool nicknames for y'all, man. That's how I was when I was coming up. So you got a young mind, and you know about sports as well. So I give that nickname to you, brother.
YSM.
The Young Saints mind.
Admit it.
Yes,
Young
sir.
Saints
What
mind.
you think about that, Hoodie Jube?
Hey, I like that name. Because he is young and he knows his football, so why not?
Yeah.
Why not give him
How
that
old
name?
are you? How old are you, Purple Marcus?
10.
10 years old, man. Much shouts out to you, bro. 10 years old. Very wise for your age. You're gonna have gray hair in a minute, like I did at 13.
Damn, I'll say that. Nah, you gonna be straight YSM.
Huh?
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh in a few years when he does come on and he's 13 years old coming on my show and he has gray hair already. I'm gonna be
Have a
laughing.
great streak.
Be like,
Hey.
God damn, boy.
Probably had that kind of stress from watching the Saints games.
Hey, you heard him.
I love it.
Hey,
I
look.
love it. I love it. I love
Hey,
it.
Purple Marcus, you lucky, man. We were born into a generation that was winning. Not like, the early 2000s and the Ace days.
Well,
Yeah.
Aaron Brooks.
But you knew him. Shouts
I
out to
heard of
Purple
him.
Marcus in this thing.
Yeah, man.
So what? So we talked about it last Saturday. What you thought about the game? Just your initial thoughts.
Me? Or
Yeah, you Purple.
Yeah.
okay. I knew that this was gonna be a game where this is a proving game.
Mhm.
If we were gonna win this game, we were gonna have to put a lot into it. Game plan, everything that we needed was straight. Now I realize a lot of Saints fans are gonna have to lower their expectation, like what we were saying post game. A lot of people were in that chat. A lot of people were in the chat saying, "Oh, yeah, the Saints fans are gonna have to lower their expectation." If they lost the game, everyone knew they're gonna have to lower the expectation because these are guys that are free agents, undrafted free agents. These are guys that are third string guys that are starting. Like Kevin White, he got released. Saints just couldn't do it anymore. And like I said, maybe this is a blessing in disguise, like some guys said earlier, like right after the game. So he's right. Maybe we should stop trying to look for the next Marcus Colston and the next guy that Sean Payton can create, and start to look for a guy like Reggie Bush, someone better than Reggie Bush. First guy taken.
Excuse Purple. Excuse me. Hey, a mod in the chat. Y'all know what's up. Y'all see this craziness going on right now. We talking about black and gold, not red and blue, not the US of A, the New Orleans. That's it. That's all we talking about. We don't want none of that racial stuff up in here. I dare you
Don't
come in
worry,
here
I
and
got
try
it
to
covered.
sabotage this chat and this podcast talking this craziness. Go get a life. Go get a counselor. Get on some meds. I don't know what you need, but
Y'all
you need to
block
get
this
out for
person.
this podcast.
Y'all block this person immediately. Or if you are mine, go ahead and hit him. If not, block him. You don't want that foolishness.
Sorry about that, Purple.
Okay,
We do
so
not want
like what I
this
was
foolishness up in here.
like what I was saying, I wanted to talk about, okay, maybe we should go get a guy like Marshawn Lattimore, like an early pick. Stop trying to find the next Mark Colston or the late rounder that turns out to be a Hall of Famer and all pro. Maybe we should go out, get a star that's in college, and then build him to be a star in the NFL. Because Sean Payton's one of the greatest of all time. With rosters that he's pulled off to winning records, it's incredible. Bill Belichick couldn't do that because he doesn't have the mindset. He's a defensive good coach, like what a lot of guys are saying. In the, after the game, so I definitely want to think that this is a blessing in disguise. Hopefully, we can get a good pick, top 15 pick, maybe top 20, like we did a couple years ago. But that's what I gotta say. Game wise, bad game by us. Saints gotta lower the expectations. Say, okay, throw away the season. Don't expect us to go to the Super Bowl. It's just not gonna happen. Be realistic. And
Definitely not going to the Super Bowl. Maybe the wild card. Definitely the
maybe
wild card.
I would think that would be pushing. I know a lot of people think, okay, maybe we can push it for a wild card if Sean Payton can develop good games. But to be honest, we haven't beat a bad team this year. Washington's bad, but that's maybe the one bad team. Maybe we're underestimating our opponents because we beat Tampa Bay, we beat Green Bay. We're finna go up against the Bills, who are looking a little bit sluggish, but they were in the same situation as like a Tennessee, where whenever they're good, they're a great team, but whenever they're playing bad, they just look terrible. They don't look like a consistent Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Now, let's see what we're talking about, and then you know what? We should lower our expectations. Don't expect us to go to Super Bowl, but Jalen Hurts looked good. Devontae Smith, he kind of looked pretty good against Marshawn Lattimore. Defense, run game, to stop plays, but they eventually torched their defense. But it was too many mistakes by the offense. I feel like the offense had to make those plays where it was being set up. The punter playing excellent football. Jalen Hurts was able to score. It just pushed the defense back for the second time in 2 years. Yeah, but we have to improve if we're gonna be looking at a playoff spot.
Yep.
Hey, Crusher and Purple Marcus, I need y'all to both say it at the same time. What y'all said? No, what? We're not going. No, where we not going?
Super Bowl.
That's what y'all said. No Super Bowl.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, you sure about that?
Hey,
Wait, I didn't see that. Show that again.
Oh, you want to say it again? I'll play it again.
Yeah.
anything's possible.
Are you sure about that?
Y'all
I'm
give
sure
that man
about that.
too much credit. Y'all gotta stop. I'm sorry, y'all gotta stop.
I'm 90% sure. I'm 90% sure we ain't gonna make Super Bowl this year.
Look, the quarterback whisperer stopped that Trevor Siemian. Like, I gotta chill.
Hey, this is what I tell. This is what I tell people. This is what I tell people. Hey, if Sean Payton's your damn coach, you got a shot of making it to the Super Bowl. That's all I gotta say. So
I'm 90% sure now. I'm 90% sure. 10% is Sean
I agree
Payton
with
is a genius.
yep, because anything can happen. Because you never know. Like I said, we might have lost 3 in a row. We might win the rest of the games, make it to the playoffs, and everybody else might start getting injuries and their quarterbacks go down for the rest of the year. Because you see all these people going out for the rest of the year. People starters are doing that. And I said nobody's gonna win with their backups and third one like we did.
Alvin Kamara trying to go for MVP season.
The most poignant thing about the NFL and a football team in general is that just as quick as you fail, you can bounce back and succeed and turn those woes into ups at the drop of a hat. It takes one or two adjustments, and maybe one or two adjustments away. You never know in this league. It's been a topsy-turvy year. It's been an up and down year. Every team has felt some type of deficiency
Yep.
Yeah. Just play football.
Too inconsistent for me to even go down the road. I'm just seeing too much inconsistency.
Yep.
I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not.
Chris,
I'm not. So
So everybody, let's answer Mr. 504 Coach message. He said, "Guys, how y'all feel about all this starting Taysom talk? Question mark. I just want to win." So I'll let you start, Crusher, and then we'll work our way around.
Yeah, go ahead.
man, I'm with it. If that's what we feel like we need to do to get a spark, add some dynamic to our offense, of course I'm with that. Of course I'm with that. I thought the only reason he didn't play is because of his injuries and wanting to rest him for if Trevor Siemian got hurt. That's the only reason I think he wasn't even on the field. And there's some injuries that's kind of mounting up. We 50% done with the season. But if that's something that we need to do, then I mean that's obviously something that that we need to do. I'm not against that at all. I'm not opposed to that. Our offense does need some type of jolt of anything right now. We really having a just coming out very flat. We're coming out very flat. The scripted plays that we running are not working. For lack of whatever, God knows. We always one of the best offenses to do that. But we haven't had a lot of success coming out. One of the lowest in running first downs. We almost starting off these games like we are already down 20 points and deflated and dejected. How flat we come out. There's no happiness. There's no energy. So, hey, sometimes that make the biggest of deals. The mental aspect of it and having somebody out there that you feel like can give you a better shot to win. I wanna say this before I pass it on. This year has been so divisive among people, amongst fans, amongst people that love the Saints. It's insane. I don't think this is what Drew Brees retiring was supposed to represent at all. Whoever starts is the starter. Whoever doesn't get the job doesn't get the job. You can have your personal opinion about it. But this ain't. We don't absorb the mentality of this country right now, and we stay united for one thing. If Taysom Hill needs to start, he needs to start. Trevor Siemian is still a backup. Ian Book, please dress out. Let something happen. We need to do something because we're running out of time to do anything.
Yeah. Hear you. And then it's gonna be Mr. Tyrese. What's your thoughts on the Taysom Hill talk? Because you're a Taysom Hill fan. Let me hear you.
You already know. So look, man. I'm a damn sure Taysom Hill fan. Been that way since 2019. And you're right. You're right, bro. You're right about the division and whatnot. Me personally, and I think I can speak for a lot of people who like Taysom Hill. It was whoever the best man wins. So when Jameis Winston won the position, I was excited for him too because I knew that he can play well and he'll win us multiple games. And when Trevor Siemian was in, I damn sure wanted Taysom in, but I was with him too because I said Coach Payton picked it, so we rocking with that. But these games, for the exception of the Falcons game, because they were dropping passes left and right. I can't lie or dispute that. It hasn't been good. I know a lot of y'all saw the TJ podcast, and he after he had cut me off of it, he said, "What's the fascination with these dual threat quarterbacks?" And I'm saying there is no fascination with it. It's just a simple realization that the quarterback evolves.
It does.
At first, it was a pocket passer. Then it was like the Warren Moon type of quarterback that can run down the field if he has to. Then you got Lamar Jacksons that can definitely run down, and you got bazooka arms like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and and probably the next decade you probably gonna have ambidextrous quarterbacks that can throw with the left hand too. You know, and
I agree.
my problem with Trevor Siemian is that you can't just stay in the pocket. I mean, of course he's rolling out. I ain't gonna sit here and say he's not doing what he can, but you
He
can't.
had that big 17-yard touchdown. Now that boy got them wheels.
I did not see that coming. I was like, hey, yo, what the fuck?
I think he shocked himself.
He ran that ball. It's like, where all the defenders at? Looking like
God
Tom
knows
Brady.
I ain't about to get hit. I ain't about to get hit for nobody. I'm gonna keep running.
I know, man.
That boy was running like Ricky on Boys in the Hood, bro. For real, bro. Say, Trevor!
Facts. Big
boy,
facts. He ran that ball, and he ran that ball for that touchdown. I was like, damn. I was like, why were you doing that the first 3 quarters, man?
Yeah.
And that's my problem. I was listening to the interview, man. The Saints, whoever did the interviews today, man, they did us down bad. They had us waiting like 20 minutes, 15 minutes for somebody to even come up. Look, I listened to Trevor Siemian. He said his problem was the first half. A lot of people know that his problem is the first half. You can't stay in the pocket and try to throw the ball to wide receivers who, not doing that goddamn job. So the play breakdown, run the ball for some additional yards. Try to help out the team.
Yeah.
And that's where I think Taysom Hill was shine at too. I heard y'all saying that stacking 8 men in the box, daring Taysom Hill to run. I mean, this guy can make throws. All right. I mean, I know a lot of the criticism will be that he had Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook, and Michael Thomas, but he was hitting throws to other wide receivers too. And I mean, at this point, it's time for a change, man. I think Taysom Hill can get the job done. I think he can do much better than what Trevor's doing right now, because this Bills team, they fighting right now, man. They're a game behind the Patriots. And they fighting for every scrap that they can.
Yeah, they are.
They fighting for every scrap that they can. And not to a bad team too. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
The Colts are rallying.
Jonathan Taylor running all over everybody right now. So.
Right. There's no clear-cut MVP. So he's more than likely, in consideration.
Definitely.
Yep.
And that's what I got to say for right now. Start Taysom Hill. Are we going 0-4?
Hey, Jerry, what's your thoughts?
We might.
When I heard the news broke out on Monday that about the contract signing, the first thing on my mind was like, when did I told somebody, I said, when did this happen? When did Taysom Hill get a 4-year deal to stay in New Orleans? I said, somebody said it happened like a half hour ago, and then I heard stuff around the last few hours, and hey, I said, do something because the way this is going right now, it hurts me to say this, and I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I don't know about the quarterback and starting job between Taysom and Trevor, but the time is now. Somebody needs to step up and start winning games again because, like CT Crusher said, I'm tired of losing game week after week after week. And here we are sitting at 5-5 when Lord knows we should have been at least 8-2 or 7-3 or 6-4 going in the face against Buffalo on Thursday night.
Yeah. And
so I mean the time is now, y'all. Because I don't know if y'all was there on the WDN chat line on Monday night when I talked to CB and WD. Shouts out to the WDN chat line podcast. And I gave them a multiple choice of what the Saints record gonna be since we got 7 games left. I said we're gonna either go A, 12-5, B, 11-6, C, 10-7, D, 9-8, E, 8-9, F, 7-10, G, 6-1, or H, 5-12. That was my question to them. So I'm gonna ask y'all that same question. Which one y'all think that the Saints should be going? What do you think? What y'all think the Saints record gonna be since we got 7 games left, starting with Buffalo?
I say 10-7.
Okay.
Yeah, 10-7 for me. I think that gets us in.
I think we go. Okay, if we keep with Trevor, I think we go 9-8. If we start Taysom, I think it's 10-7, or we win 11.
Okay. What about
Are
you,
you sure about that?
Marcus?
Yeah, very.
I don't know if he's still in here.
He's still.
Marcus, you there?
Okay, so yeah, I do see Taysom Hill bringing a different type. So I think maybe like 11-6, 10-7.
And to be honest, man, I the way our wide receivers are working out this year, you know, Mark Ingram was Mark Ingram was number 2 in receptions, the running back
And
with 6 receptions, 25 yards. If we're gonna keep having these games to where our runner backs are leading the team in receptions, or just doing then go get every running back and just line them up at wide receiver. It don't matter. Let's just run the ball. Let's not even make it.
Exactly.
Don't even make it deceptive anymore. Let's just run the ball. Let's just start to try to use some type of athleticism, because obviously from a schematic standpoint, we can't flourish and we're not succeeding because we simply don't have the wide receiver mechanisms in play that are functioning and can do what they're supposed to do. And I'm tired of seeing it being relied on, because like I said earlier, Sean Payton is one of the best script plays runner in the game. He comes out, he runs his scripted plays. They work like chef's kiss. But when you have Marquez Callaway that's missing balls that's touching his hand, Michael Thomas would obviously get. When you have players that's missing blocks, when you have players that are coming out knowing what the play is and they're missing and they're losing their battle, then what's the point of trying to come out with a spark and some positive energy, trying to have our scripted plays, because our scripted plays are falling low to the ground and not working. And by the time we get the ball again, we're already down a touchdown or a field goal because we're just tired. We're having these very short drives, very abrupt drives. So look, if this was the situation where Trevor Siemian got signed this year before the season and everybody had high hopes for him and this was all we had, then of course you don't just say let him go. I mean, sit him, because quarterbacks have bad games. A lot of quarterbacks have bad games this year. But we're not in that situation, dog, at all, dog. We in a situation where we literally, since week 5, have been throwing things at the wall, seeing if they can stick, because we've been a very on the fly, adjusting, random, trying to make things work as you can, trying to make a dollar out of 15-cent offense since week 5 or 6. You feel me? Let's get him out. Let's give Taysom a spark. Let's try to see what we can do, because we don't have time to finesse. We don't have time to figure it out. I think that's why they signed Taysom the way they did, because I'd rather have him on my sideline and they didn't. And this stuff is just not no coinky-dink. These things are happening as we speak, because we don't want Taysom to feel like he's not worthy. I said that Saturday night, and I think people misguide that a lot because they don't want to see him be a starting quarterback. He's still one of the highest paid Saints because he lines up at every position that football ever created. But he still does it better than 90% of the league. And 90% of the league wish they had this type of Taysom Hill. Probably not the one that came out of BYU. Probably not the one at the Packers on the practice squad. But this guy, every team would love him on their sideline. And I think that's what this proves. People might say, "Oh, that's $10 million a year." That's that is what it is. But if he ever was to become a starter, which the verbiage, I'll get to that. But if he ever was to become a starter, that's $22 million a year. He getting paid up there $9,500 million. To rack up if he is the starter. I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot of how people say it. You feel me? Where I'm from, they playing on his top. I think that contract is a little bit of, giving him a little bit of hope or some dopamine in his brain to look forward to. the bureaucracy of it all is what you see in reality. Don't know if he'll ever be a starting quarterback. But other than that, he has playtime incentives. He has, big play incentives, scoring drive incentives. So it's not just the starting quarterback situation. It's a lot at play. But that's the same thing that he was signed for before. It's hard to even distinguish what type of player Taysom Hill really is. Taysom Hill is just really a weapon. I mean, he's really just a weapon. If he wasn't a weapon, if he was a straight quarterback, he probably would be a better quarterback as far as his technique go and his release and his long ball and all that. But he's not, dude. The dude is literally everywhere. And when he's hurt, I feel like when he's hurt more than anybody, we're hurt. When he's not on the field, I feel like, people can figure him out all they want. That's fine. But once you're trying to, figure this out and play Taysom Hill, we have other athletes on the field that could match that they have to occupy as well. But now it's just like, man, we have to do what we could do to win. We having people go out because other people going out. I said this earlier, this season. I feel like Jameis Winston running the ball like he did was a result of us not having no weapons or people to trust to pass the ball to. You see, we talked about this, Alvin Kamara on par for 300 touches a season. A couple weeks ago, we talked about we need to chill out on Alvin. We're using people too much. This is going on. And look what happened. These people are hurt. And I don't want to see the same thing happen with Taysom Hill as well. And maybe that's why they're being ambivalent with him, because they see what's going on is playing out before our eyes. We're losing key players because they're trying to do too much. God knows where we would be without Mark Ingram right now. He's the second leading reception person on the field, big plays, always making a good decision, always playing hard and dedicated. And we don't have Tony Jones did not do that. Sorry. No. Don't know if he's still hurt. Don't know why he seems scared. But Mark, what would we be without Mark Ingram right now? Honest to God. So, it's one thing to say, let's get Taysom, let's get Mark, let's move the ball, let's run the ball, let's do that. But then there's another thing to say, they can't be our only two components to our offense before they get hurt sooner or later, and we don't have nothing. So it's just, we just got to do what we can, man.
Yeah, so
I'll say this right quick, and I'll let you get on. They definitely got to do something with Alvin Kamara. Putting him in the halfback position, that's just gonna get him killed. We don't need that man worn out.
We've seen it.
No, we don't.
Let's put him at slot wide receiver. Let Mark Ingram and Tony Jones Jr. do their thing. Yeah. And at least we got a weapon at wide receiver, because Alvin Kamara is for a running back, he's doing way better than what we got at wide receiver right now.
Yeah. And the versatility of all of our players, let's just be honest about it. We see players on our offensive line that's going from left tackle to right tackle to left guard, switching around, having history in the collegiate level, playing center, playing right guard, that's switching, making maneuvers. I think that's the one attribute that Sean Payton maybe looks for in his roster is the ability to be diverse, to play multiple positions, to have history of playing those positions. And, some is undiscovered. As you look at Alvin Kamara, ain't nobody at Tennessee knew this man could catch this ball out the backfield like he do. Nobody knew that. If they did, they wouldn't be Tennessee. I'm sorry, all my Vols fans. Okay? But y'all didn't utilize Alvin Kamara. So some things are undiscovered at the collegiate level, but one component about them has that the versatility to do these different things and to be able to adjust and to be able to have confidence in them, I don't see other teams that's doing that maybe so much of putting people in different positions, but we lacking an offensive spark right now. We definitely lacking an offensive spark. All of our offensive numbers are coming in the fourth quarter. They pad stats a little bit, but throughout the game, we just not,
Yeah.
The time of possession, we was like 22 minutes of time of possession. The Eagles was 37 minutes, dude.
Yeah,
they had the ball 20 minutes more than we had the ball. And it just so.
Hey,
I want to say one.
I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. But,
no, you good, man.
No, no, no. I heard you mention about Tennessee. I just want to say that they waived Adrian Peterson earlier today.
Of course.
So hey,
I
the
mean, the
door's
dude
wide open.
175 years old. Like, he might as well just be like a relic that people rub on the sidelines before for good luck before they run out on the field.
Hey, it may not happen, but we could use it for as an emergency, as like, as a how you say that word? How do you say that word? I just said emergency, but as a backup plan until Kamara comes back. I'm not saying it will happen, but we would love to have him back, to help out with Ingram and Jones Jr. if he's available, to Washington and you know what I'm saying, in the run game. But
Philip Lindsay?
huh?
You talking about a cut player?
Yeah, somebody to help out with the run game.
Oh,
Remember one
Philip
time
Lindsay available.
we signed
Philip
him,
Lindsay is available. I just don't see. I think, honest
I'm
to
not
God,
saying
I think,
it'll happen. I mean, I'm just throwing
yeah,
it out there.
yeah, and doesn't that suck that the black and gold literally been trying to,
Yeah, we might
be in
bring him in
bargain all
too.
year, bro.
Talking about Philip Lindsay from
Being cheap.
the Broncos.
Well, the Texans.
Oh, he playing with the Texans now.
He play, yeah,
Yep.
I still think
yeah,
he playing with the Broncos.
yeah,
Man, sign Dan Arnold back, bro.
Who that, Tommy?
man,
Dan Arnold.
please.
Hey,
Do
the
you
thing
think
though.
He's
She can
still with
catch.
Jacksonville.
Chris Hogan,
He's still playing
Chris
with him.
Hogan retiring was a big loss to me, because I don't care. I don't care about where we at right now.
Who's CJ
If we
Crushing?
had one person, bro, that we could trust to catch the ball, man. And I'm not talking about no heroic catch in the fourth quarter or making a comeback. I'm talking about consistently catching the ball. But what they need to be doing,
Somebody.
I mean, because look, man, I never said that I want to bash somebody, but you seen it Sunday. You seen it Sunday. When people
Yes, I
not
did.
working on their craft, you can tell. You know what I'm saying? When people not working on their craft, you can tell. A chef or somebody that cooking something, you can tell when they trying to rush it. You can tell when they not paying attention to detail. You can tell all of these different things. When you washing a car, when you anything, any profession, anything you do. And if you go look at the film, our wide receivers are not putting in the work to become great. That's my disappointment. They can miss the ball all they want. Okay, cool. Sometimes that's some psychological stuff going on. When you start to drop a ball, you get psychologically disturbed. Okay?
Yeah.
That's mental. But the technique, breaking, getting in and out of routes, making the separation. Sean Payton said a couple weeks ago, the separation, pretty much compares how fast a runner can start and stop. And the technique of our route running is nowhere where it needs to be, especially at week 12. I'm not going to sit up here and go play for play, but Marquez Callaway, I'm sorry, man, you got to play better. You have to.
You have to.
You got scripted plays where Sean Payton is calling for you and the ball is touching your hands and you dropping. First downs.
That's the problem right there. And that's the problem right there, because I've been saying this all along. And for those that didn't check out the WDN chat line from Monday night, after this, I expect y'all to watch the replay of that when I came on there, because I was just giving some facts on there. Because to be honest with you, these wide receivers, I mean, they just couldn't even catch a pineapple if I ever seen one. But dude, you gotta catch.
Hey, they were playing better with Jameis for some reason.
Especially when you throw, like, I don't care if it's like a 30-yard pass, just catch the ball.
Catch the ball, dude, please.
Catch the freaking ball. I mean, look, I'm not gonna use no cousin words because we got young Marcus on here, so we're gonna keep it PG on here. Dude,
Yeah.
just catch the ball For crying out loud, man.
It's not bad passes. It's
No,
not.
they're not.
It's not.
You
It's
got-
not. And see, and look, I'm so upset that Adam Troutman got that sprained MCL. He's gonna miss some time. He's not gonna be on the field. And I hate that sometimes we talk negative and then we see negative happen. And I don't like that. It seems like we're always talking negative, but what do we have positive? Adam Troutman, if you play better, you don't have to come up with these heroic catches to try to prove yourself. That was a great catch, but there was obviously a catch that you caught out of your body, and you got hurt for it.
Yep.
If we had more consistency, then you wouldn't have to try so hard. Come the fourth quarter, you turn everybody into tryhards, and we're not playing consistent like that the whole game. You know, you seen Callaway with hitch routes to where the ball, first off, he should have more separation than they do. It's a hitch route, for God's sake. It's a convert route, and you should have separation. A hitch route creates separation. And then you try to catch it in your bread basket and drop it. I mean, you have these in routes. You have these in routes to where you're supposed to make a 90-degree angle and go straight on the sideline. You cornering it out. You circling the route. You breaking it off. You're not getting separation because you miss the ball. That results in you not having separation. And I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't know what to say about what we got going on. But we do not have any reliability in the wide receiver core. So guess what? If Trevor Siemian ever needed to step down or if something ever needed to change, I told y'all I would come on this show or any show and state the obvious and become that person to be real about the situation. I'm not a fanboy for anybody, okay? Maybe we need a change. We need to run the ball, keep it on the ground, and try to get this offense running. We number 10th in the rushing right now, I think, or maybe we went down. But that's probably the best asset offensively we have right now. And so let's just try to keep it on the ground and see what we can do. Let's see if that happens.
What I'm say is,
Speaking
what were we
facts,
gonna say?
CT. You're speaking facts, bruh.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead first.
My bad, Marcus.
Oh, okay. So, like what you were saying, maybe we should use Taysom Hill in the run game more and have Kamara at least in the slot, and also have him in the run game, Tony Jones Jr. And I didn't even know that Philip Lindsay was in free agency. He's in free agency, right?
Yeah, I got
Now
cut
he
today.
is.
That's a big piece because he was a starting running back in Denver. He had, I think it was 2 1,000-yard rushing seasons. He's a good running back. If we need to use him, we can use him. That's a good weapon that we can use in the backfield and then have Kamara in the slot. Because Kamara, the way that he's put in, it's not good enough for the Saints to compete.
No, the offensive line is suspect.
And Mark Ingram, he's good. Tony Jones Jr. needs to step up.
And then
I want to see Alvin Kamara in the slot.
Lyndon Young got hurt. I mean, we 3 or 4 starters deep on our offensive line, man. We switching people around and not playing their original positions. I mean, at this point, we are who we are, and we just need to try to, create success on the field, no matter how it comes. So, and we'll see that Thursday if we have a coaching staff as as pragmatic as they might need to be right now, and not just go with what they think they know and trying to just change it up and see what we can do differently to get some things running. Because what we doing now is just not gonna work. And I don't want to start to become the guy to say, are they putting a product on the field they know it's gonna lose for some odd reason?
Yeah. So
are they having people that's healthy scratches that could play for some odd reason? I don't want to start to be that stroking my beard type of fella. I already am, because what I'm starting to see is a result of that. They're not putting the best product on the field, And I know they're not slow in the mind. So are they doing this on purpose? We need to start trying to win or trying to do something different. Taysom Hill, I'm there for it. I'm completely there for it.
Hey, I wouldn't mind though. I wouldn't mind seeing Ian Brooks play because if you watch his college highlight, he's a scrambling quarterback. He can run away. He can extend the play. He can throw the ball. He led Notre Dame to a winning, 3 season while he was there. So I'm saying, why wouldn't you just test him out and see what he can do for the rest of the season? And if that's how they want to go, I mean, if that's how y'all want to go and say, hey, let's go get a high draft pick. We don't think we're gonna make it because we got too many injuries as it is. Then hey, let the young man play and let's see what he can do with his feet and stuff. Because you already know what Trevor is doing. You already see what he can do, and you can tell it's not really like his fault sometimes where people can't get open. So if people can't get open and your pass protection ain't good because they hurt right now, then put somebody in that can extend the play and get out the pocket a lot quicker, who can break tackles like that, and then extend the play downfield where somebody gets open. But we're not using nobody like that, so maybe that's why everybody's getting frustrated. But at the same time, we can't be frustrated at Trevor because he ain't doing nothing wrong. He just don't have all the time in the road, and he don't have the weapons around him. He just don't. And it's kind of like it's kind of like what me and TJ when I was on his podcast the other day talking about it. It was like people can hate on Trevor, but you got no weapons around him. It's like if you had the weapon that you're supposed to, if you would have kept Emmanuel Sanders, you would have had Michael Thomas, a full healthy Michael Thomas. You got Kamara, you got your whole O line. We'll be winning right now because Trevor will have weapons to make him look good. But this ain't Drew Brees where you don't really need that many weapons to look good because he knows how to read the defense and knows how to do that. You're not gonna expect this quarterback to do everything that Drew Brees did because he's not. He's not Drew Brees. It's Trevor Siemian. But guess what? He's doing whatever he can with some of the weapons he had.
Yes, minus
So
Jameis Winston. Because, with the weapons that Jameis Winston had compared to now, people better start giving Jameis Winston his credit. And he should have got his credit before he left because you see what that man was working with. Couldn't do nothing. He's trying to make things happen, and he was making it happen for the most part. I don't think Trevor Siemian has that type of savvy. I don't think Trevor Siemian is that starter, that caliber starter that can make these things happen with the lack of offensive weapons that we have right now. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing any progress. Like I said before we went on air, a defense is not just gonna keep doing what it can do and stopping people. I mean, having these phenomenal rushing, records and stats. A defense is gonna break down, especially when an offense cannot produce what they're supposed to produce, and you're starting to see that functionality decrease and execution decrease in our defense because we're trying so hard to stop somebody.
Yes,
it's almost sad to watch our defense try so hard.
Definitely, and then just to say it like this, and then you can also look at it like this, and you can also say it like this too, and just look at it like this, like I just said. Like we said, we know Trevor Siemian is not that scrambling quarterback. I mean, yeah, he can scramble if he needs to, but you see him kind of stumble a lot when he tries to get out. So that's the thing that I wrote about you. Well, if you don't have so look at it this. We know we don't have no receivers that are helping him out too much. Your O-line's all banged up. You don't have your star running back to relieve some of that stress, So you don't really have a lot of stuff. Well, so that's not working. So now we think he can go to Taysom Hill. Now we know his throwing ain't the best, but he can run, right? He can get out the pocket.
No, that's deep throws that we criticize.
Yeah, what I'm talking about. Yeah, the deep throw. Yeah, he can throw short and stuff. It's just like the deep pass. Like if somebody's wide open, like Deontay Harris, it's not going to be a touchdown. It might be like a 40-yard bomb. He catches and he's down instead of a touchdown.
Are you catching it diving, and not getting yards after the catch? I would take that right now. I don't care. Look, I don't care at all, bro. I just want you know what I see? I see an opponent's defense coming out on the field, literally not respecting us offensively, literally showing us disrespect because they know we're not good. They like, oh, that's who that is. I don't care. They literally are doing things disrespectful to us because they don't acknowledge what we got. Like we say, they do it. They know we can't do certain things.
Yep.
And it's sad for us to keep going on that conveyor belt to the buzzsaw because that's what we keep doing because they know we can't do certain things. They stopping other things, and then Alvin get hurt.
But
Like
the finish.
I'll say this, and then I'll stop. You know, I said this before we went on air. You have two kidneys. Those two kidneys work hand in hand together to function. If you take one kidney out, that other kidney might work as hard as the other one for a time, but that ain't gonna keep happening like that. You need two kidneys, right? So you're not gonna just get this efficiency from one kidney on a long-term perspective, and we're not having any functionality going hand in hand right now. That other kidney is breaking down, and we need a transplant. We need something. So,
but basically to finish off what I was saying about the Taysom Hill and all that. So Taysom Hill's gonna run out the pocket. He can run. We know he can do that. But the thing is, let's say they just stop the run and they say you're gonna have to beat us passing the ball, right? And let's say he's just not the best passer. Well, if you do all that, why don't you switch, like I said, to Ian Book, somebody that can scramble, extend the play, and he can throw, because you've seen him in the college games how good he can throw. So that's basically Taysom Hill is basically, like I said, he's a good running back type of thing. He can throw short, medium routes, just hit the deep passes. Well, Trevor Siemian can throw really good. He just can't run. Well, guess what? Ian Book, I feel like can do both. Probably both of them pretty dang good.
Yeah,
but I would just like to see it. I'm
ambivalent to say Ian Book because I don't think Ian Book knows the offensive. I don't think he knows the playbook as well as he should. That's me.
Yeah, because he's new.
Ian Book
He's
would
young.
need like 2 or 3 years to do that. I mean, if you put Ian Book in here, you can say goodbye to the playoffs. That's just play time for him, to get some under his belt in the field time.
Playoffs.
Yeah. So
But he
Listen,
might
I'm
can
just
make
saying,
the play.
look,
But,
you
hey,
got a better option
Playoffs.
putting Taysom Hill in the game to get to the playoffs.
Now,
Y'all keep saying, look, when you say
Me
run
too.
the ball with Taysom Hill, the casual fan will say shotgun, run right up the middle.
Another game.
No,
Yeah.
you put him in shotgun or under the center, the play breaks down, he rolls out to the right or the left. You see how he can hit the corners if nothing works. He can throw the ball on the run. Bad passes that he makes, I won't lie, it looked like a kickoff return when he throw 50 yards down the field. You know what I'm saying? That's something he has to work on tremendously.
And
But I got more faith in that
yeah,
than doing all the other stuff.
But you don't have
hey-
faith. But you don't have faith in Ian Bush though. I mean, if you watch this college highlights,
No,
he
Ian
can
Bush-
throw on the
yo,
run. He can extend the
Ian
No,
Bush
play.
is not
athletically,
ready.
yeah.
I
athletically-
I don't think he knows this. Not saying he's slow. I'm saying I don't think he fully comprehends the playbook to go down the field and give us a fighting chance to do anything. That's what, and plus he hasn't had a playbook designed to cater to his best attributes. It's just a playbook to him. He's not tailored to be our starting quarterback, and that means everything for somebody to take these snaps and these reps. He's almost like Jameis last year. He didn't really have snaps with anybody. He literally just had a playbook in his hand the whole time trying to learn. So that transition is difficult. I don't think that happens this season unless we are literally tanking. Maybe we are. Not sure. Never would say that about my black and gold because I don't think we believe in that at all.
Hope not. For real.
But facts 504. I'm just saying, teams don't really even respect what we got going offensively. It's like that big kid on heavyweights. If y'all ever seen him, get on the scale, get off the scale, because that's what we're doing. It's like the offense, get on the field, get off the field. We can't do anything. They know what we're doing before we do it. The play over with. We 3rd and 8. We're not getting it.
Right.
It's just a mess. It's a hot mess right now. So.
Right. There's no defender that respects Trevor for, running the ball, to try to get something. I mean, the wide receivers, it's 50-50 with the wide receivers and the quarterback. Well, I say 60-40.
Yeah.
But, you definitely need to try something else.
Yeah.
Because
It's playing out like, okay, Trevor, make the right read, throw the ball, receiver miss it. Trevor, make a bad decision, receiver wide open. It's not. We haven't seen a sequence of offense that is cohesive enough to produce and have a defense respect what it's doing, because we just do not have that right now. Other than Mark, Ingram, period.
Ian Book, I was saying, Taysom Hill is the best option we have right now. I think in the future, Ian Book is going to be the better option, just because he's better on the Asian side and he can throw the football. And he really didn't have that many good weapons at Notre Dame besides Claypool and Cole Kmet and Chase Claypool. And then after when he brought them to the playoffs, he didn't really have that many good of guys, but they were decent enough for him to make the playoffs. And I do think later on in the future, he could be the guy of the future. And Taysom Hill, yeah, he's the best guy because there's things that he can do. Sean Payton knows that. He's had it in the playbook for years. That he can understand shotgun plays. There's good plays he can use. And then that's going to end up being good because what are defense going to do? Are you good enough to be able to stop it, or you just know it? You can't stop it, but you know it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
You can know it. That's a great point. Shouts out to Purple, man. 10 years old with the knowledge right there. You can know what the offense can do, but can you stop it?
Like a young mind, bruh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Perk,
like
you're absolutely right. You know, I only
like
think
the Giants did. They knew what the when Taysom Hill got that big shoving everyone off for that run, they knew what he can do and what normally happens, but they were just not good enough to stop it. They weren't good enough to stop it.
yeah, like earlier before the his big concussion, they were just
Wait a minute, I see
they
his
were
comment on
forcing
here.
the run plays with
God, I
Taysom.
see.
Like you saw it, they still couldn't do nothing about it. And Ian Book only starts barring injury. I mean, I don't know how the Jameis Winston thing is going to plan out. The contract may be a little wonky with Taysom, but it's guaranteed that he'll be here. It's very guaranteed. Because Taysom may say, "I'm not about to do all that other stuff."
Right.
And he may fight for the quarterback position. And
I seen a lot of impatience in Taysom eyes on the sideline.
He
showed
looking a
one
little weird
shot
out
of him
there.
like he was blowing raspberries, and he was just like, "Man, I'm just not understanding what's going on." And all of these things. What happened, brother?
No, I'm saying I'm looking at the comment section here. I see what Dada Saints #1 said. He said he said I still hate Sean didn't sign AB. Every time I see him on Tampa,
He wouldn't be ready.
I get a little pissed, and we still struggling without a proper. You know what?
AB too adrenaline filled to be on the Saints right now. Somebody would have knocked his ass out. Excuse my language. He too audacious. He too this success that we're not having offensively would have caused a person like Antonio Brown to blow up, and somebody would have had to knock his ass out. I promise you. The dude is riled up 24/7.
Chauncey would have got him suspended.
He is ramped up.
Suspended in practice.
I promise you. And that's why I never looked at Antonio Brown as a Saint, because he's just too riled up. His talent on the field is one thing, but he never could harness it. He still can't harness it. He hurt right now. Did he even play against the Giants Sunday? I'm not even sure what happened with AB. He's just too. I don't know, man. He's just too riled up for me, man.
You know something? It's a blessing and a miracle that it did not happen, because everybody talking about, oh, we would love to have Antonio Brown in a Saints uniform. I said, I don't see it. I heard somebody say it, and thank God it didn't happen, because because Antonio Brown, I mean, yes, I know he won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. I give him that. But dude, with all these problems he had in the past, that's why the
Shady McCoy won a Super Bowl with him, and then
and that's why the Raiders got rid of him, and then Tampa Bay and the Patriots got rid of him because of his foolishness.
Yeah, he robbed the Raiders.
I think Tom Brady is the only entity that could give him perspective on life. Honest to God, I think Tom Brady is the only source of reality that he can have to make him calm down and be a normal person. Other than Tom Brady, out of that whole atmosphere of learning with Tom Brady, Antonio Brown is a completely different animal. And he's not a team player. He's not somebody that we just having woes right now, but we got to dig deep and play. He's not that type of guy. He wants success, and that's it. You don't bring him success, he wants to fight. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
so
when people were saying back when people were saying he was gonna join the team. I said, "You sure we want this guy on the team?" I asked them. They said, "Yeah, he's a good receiver." But I said, "What's he gonna do in the locker room?" You want to know why Kenny Stills was left? Because he wasn't a good locker room guy, but came
there you
back.
go, brother. He more
Speak
calm
that.
now.
Speak that
I'm
knowledge,
not.
Marcus. Speak that knowledge, brother.
I'm not
For
gonna.
real.
See, that's what I'm
I'm
talking.
not
That's what
gonna.
I'm talking about, fellas. We got a young mind on here and on the round table that can speak that knowledge about the New Orleans Saints through the good, through the bad. I mean, that's what I like about this young brother right here, man.
Me too.
He's bringing everything to the table. He bringing
That was
everything he got.
yep. But you're
And
right.
I
You're
like
right,
that.
Mark. You're right.
Thanks.
Yep.
But
That was
also,
one of the reasons he was
And
gone.
at 10 years old, man, dude, that's a blessing right there.
Yeah.
yeah, like
It
some guy
kind of
said.
takes me back to when I was 10 years old. Lord have mercy, I can't even go back that far.
Yeah, but I
Woo,
heard some
my,
guy
but hey,
saying.
but that's a blessing right there, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, so I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is going to be a great addition to the Saints." I mean, do we really need him? We already have good rotation. This guy's not going to be. He's going to be. What was? He's not going to be a good fit for Sean Payton. Like Adrian Peterson wanted more carries. Kenny Stills was just not good in the locker room. We need someone who's going to be responsible, and he was just not a guy who you can depend on if your team is not good.
Right.
He wants to win. That's
Right.
why he went with Tom Brady, because Tom Brady is supposedly the best.
Right. And you know what? Just to piggyback right quick, shouts out to Kenny Stills right fast, because even though you see his offensive depreciation, if you will, on the field, he leveled up as a man. He's leveled up. He's shown humility. He's shown that he could be a better father, a better son, a better person off the field. And that's the only reason he's back with us. You know, if for not anything, just being a good, all-around, well-rounded person and a team player, because you're so right. He was the complete antithesis of a team player his first time around with us. He was not what ideal teammate. And somewhere down the line, you know, life has shown him different. He's aged and gotten wiser as a person, and you see that it reflects on his interviews, his press conference interviews when he's talking. You know, of course, we would love to see the production on the field, but it's still I mean, he's Kenny Stills, for God's sakes. You know, he's not just coming out of college. He's a journeyman. But shouts out to him for making that level up as a man, which we all we all try to do in the first place. That's all. You know, we all aspire to be better people every day. You know, not just better wide receivers or better running backs or better quarterbacks or whatever. And he's done that. So shouts out to him.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to ask you guys about the XFL. I don't know if you guys are going to be watching it by 2023 spring, but I wanted to ask you guys about it. So what are your thoughts on the XFL coming back?
It's gonna tank again. It's gonna be the same thing, man. Look, even when it has success, it's still tanked. It's one of those entities that will not work. I don't care if The Rock is the commissioner. I don't care if they come out and make stipulations or hardcore matches during a
Come on, it's The Rock,
2-minute drill.
Hey, he's going out.
So,
This man
It's
is
The
going
Rock.
out.
Yeah. What up? Well, actually,
what up? What you said? What you say, Ty?
I said, bruh, it's The Rock.
The
Rock is going to bring ratings, bruh.
Oh, he's going to bring ratings, but is he going to bring productivity? You know, that spark can only last for so long. You got to remember, the first time around, the XFL really tanked because they didn't have a lot of superstars on there. So they went back into the lab, and when you seen the second product or byproduct of the XFL, it was more player oriented. You know, you had former NFL players, a lot of them that were very talented, and they had good production on the field, and they still tanked. Even when they tried to go the other way, they didn't just try to do the shenanigans and gimmicks like they did the XFL the first time around. The second time, they had collegiate players. They had players that's just not in the league that was producing good play. Good. You ever watched one of the games? A good football game, literally, nothing to do with a hardcore match or a trash can or a broom. None of that. A championship belt. It looked just like the Canada League.
Yeah, and the first time you had like nicknames on there, like he hate me.
Right, he hate me, and you know. And that was the only guy that they got. Well, Tommy Maddox too. Shouts out Tommy Maddox, bro. Tommy Maddox was Super Bowl champion, bro, from the LA Galaxy. I think they know something. LA something. Shouts out Tommy Maddox. You know, you might have one or two or three players go in the league. But what I'm saying is the second time around, they didn't even try to do all of that crazy stuff like it's a video game. They literally tried to have a humble league, and they had good football games, which I watched a couple of them. Good players, good teams, good coaches, good all the way around. They still was throwing money at a dead situation.
Man, these dudes were getting killed. No flags.
Some very hard hits.
So y'all see PJ Walker?
You know, so I don't see that happening, man. I'm sorry. I'm a huge professional wrestling fan, as you can tell, but you know I don't live in a fictional world. XFL does not work in this world. You know, you might make it a video game that still might not work on next gen because it's not 2K or EA. So I'm not.
Damn.
I
Y'all see
apologize.
what PJ Walker did?
But I did hear something.
When he
PJ Walker. There you go.
He played good football.
There you go.
Got signed by the Panthers.
Facts.
Or
Talk to
Taylor
him.
Heineke. Taylor
The
Heineke.
Heineken man.
Taylor Heineke, and I think that Jordan guy. I mean, I think he played for like the Battlehawks. No, I think it was it might have been the Battlehawks, but I don't really remember. But he joined the Chiefs. He joined the Chiefs.
You had players do that. You had that type of transition because it's like they was ready to go NFL players because they were still young and athletic and making good plays on the field. And of course somebody was checking them out. The first time around, it was almost like, you know, rosters from when the NFL, you know, striked in the early 90s. You know, it was just like secondhand people, you know, like people that was not about to be in the league anymore. They tried to do this whole gimmick thing with it. It did not work. They went the other route, tried to make a good league, did not work. What else can they do? Have people hovering, have people, you know, flying or, you know, whatever, you know, like
flying.
A moving field goal post, you know, a moving end zone. Like, exactly. What can you do?
Right.
But I got a few questions for some of y'all now because I know me and Crusher went over it earlier before the show. But what is everybody's thoughts on Little Jordan Humphrey? It seems like every time that they actually give this man a shot on the field, he gets some at least like some really good plays, touchdowns, and like you can name it. He just like I feel like when you put him on the field, he proves himself, but then you don't put him on here, you know, to keep proving it. You just put him in whenever you really need him, and then it looks like we really need somebody right now, you know.
I feel like he's one of the best weapons that we have right now. And in the preseason, he was one of the best that we had. I do think that he should be getting at least 70% of the time where we're on the field because he's one of our better guys. Guys like Baker, guys like Baker and Jordan Humphrey, those are guys that can make plays. They've been in this. Jordan Humphrey's been in the system for some time now, and I think this is his shot. Saints put him in. Good player, good preseason player.
Yeah, we'll see, man. You know, he got in, I think, with the fourth quarter. But I mean, you know, the past 3 games with the fourth quarters, the defense been playing real soft. You know, so and I mean, you need to start these other guys, man. You know, Kevin White already fooled us all. You know, he fooled me the most. I had the most expectations out of him, I would think. You know, he was the complete opposite of these wide receivers. These wide receivers can't get open. They couldn't get open and they can't catch. But Kevin White could get open, but he couldn't catch at all.
But he's
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All season, we ain't had 2 things that match at all.
Boy was burning. Everybody.
think in practice. I think he burns someone, and then he was wide open, still couldn't catch the football. Someone bombed him up, couldn't catch it. I was like, I think I don't remember what the footage where I don't remember where I got it from, but I remember seeing Burns. It might have been Marshall Lattimore around. I think it was him. So he burned him, dropped the football. He just dropped it straight up, wide open in the end zone. He dropped it.
Yeah, he was dropping slants in preseason. You know, making Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill look bad. You know, he just bad all around. You know, only game I gave Kevin White an excuse was the Seahawks game, because you know it seemed like the whole wide receiver core was dropping everything Jameis was throwing.
Yeah,
you know, because of the rain and whatnot.
Right.
You got to start these other guys. You know, see what you got. You know,
and you never know. We never know with what. You know, Sean Payton always has these late season weapons that he don't show off until it's time for the playoffs, it's time for the postseason, it's time for things to ramp up. He always has these secret weapons in the play. Maybe Lil Jordan Humphreys was one of them, but he had to really release that and let that go early for the lack of production we have in offensively, because from what I hear, Lil Jordan Humphrey has no deterrents, no impediments to start for us. I think he's one of them things that Sean was trying to hold off for, so teams wouldn't fully be recognizing it. And you might see a lot of him come Thursday. He might play out the rest of the season now, because we really, we fighting for the playoffs now. It's so weird how, being a Saints fan, this time of the year, we talking about what seed we gonna get, and we literally have to, curb the enthusiasm and chill and be like, let's fight for a playoff spot.
To be honest, I want to talk about Juwan Johnson and Jordan Humphrey. I saw them guys in practice. They look pretty good. They look pretty good together. It was the wide receiver and tight end. They were catching the football good. Trevor Siemian was making good throws, but I would like to see them both on the field a lot more. Yeah.
And if Juwan Johnson can show a modicum of blocking technique, just a gram of blocking, like Adam Troutman could, and begin to be a weapon, he could be an all-purpose tight end. He has the athleticism to do that. He has the catching ability to do that. I remember I talked, to a wide receiver before, and they put it to me like this. It's like, when you have confidence in your catching ability and you catching a ball, you see like a cotton ball coming to you, and you catching it with confidence because you're confident in what's going on. But once that confidence turns to insecurity, it's not a cotton ball anymore. It's a boulder, and it doesn't change. It's not let me catch the ball, let me anticipate it. It turns into oh shit, I gotta catch this ball. And it can happen just like that because of the insecurities you have at catching a ball, and it's something that affects you like that. And right now, I think all our wide receivers are just like, oh shit, let me catch this ball, let me catch this rock coming at me. They're not confident in catching the cotton ball. They don't see cotton balls anymore.
Deontay Harris is basically our best weapon right now.
I mean, dude. If I had to pick a good lineup, to be honest with y'all, for like receivers. So right now, with the people not really getting open, people not catching, and stuff like that. But if you had to pick your best lineup right now, I feel like tight end, since you're gonna have Troutman out, Juwan Johnson should be the next man up for lining up, and then you have on each side you can have Deontay Harris, Callaway, and I feel like Lil Jordan Humphrey. I feel like that would be a good lineup right there, and then you can switch out Kenny Stills here and there to help out, But for real, though, I really do think Lil Jordan Humphrey, Callaway, and Juwan Johnson would be a scary little figure because they all kind of big.
Yeah, Lil Jordan Humphrey is that Lil Jordan stuff. They need to stop that. Maybe if he had more offensive production, because Lil Jordan Humphreys is a lie. Dude's a big guy. That dude is not small. He ain't no Deontay Harris type of, scattering around and, whatever, being a speed person. No, the dude's a big guy and can catch the ball. And I seriously think Sean Payton was holding him off the field. So come, week 15, week 16, and start to having people be like, oh shit, well, there go another weapon. That's not the case no more. Everything is expense now.
Oh yeah. So what?
Yep.
So what's yours? I mean, what's your lineup?
Yeah, I'm really going with the same thing. Other than having Garrett Griffin in there, because Garrett Griffin at tight end, he hasn't really had a lot of snaps. He hasn't really shown a lot. I think he's probably, worse at blocking than Troutman, and he's worse at catching than Juwan Johnson. But he's definitely somebody he's a big dude. He play every snap he on the field. You see him playing with some heart and some intent. And maybe he just needs the snaps. Maybe he just needs the experience to get better. So other than that, because I see Juwan and I love Juwan, but his blocking is so suspect sometimes. It's so weird. He can't really block that well, and it shows. And I think it's because he's a wide receiver. He's still in his mind, psychologically, I think Juwan Johnson is like, I'm still a wide receiver. I'm supposed to catch the ball. I think
Sean got so
over
many players
time
playing out of position.
So
it's
mine
so
is
weird now.
King
The
there.
versatility.
yeah. So mine is I would say quarterback, Taysom Hill, running back. I would put Alvin Kamara. Then number one receiver is gonna have to be Marquez Callaway. Then number two, Deontay Harris and Traquan Smith. I do think Traquan Smith can have glimmer. Also third big guy with Jordan Humphrey. Also, what we were saying was Kamara in the slot, so I would like to have him mixed around and get Jordan Humphrey more in the secondary passing game. Then O-line stays the same. I just need to see better production from them. Yeah, basically that's tight end Juwan Johnson. I want to see Vanny, Nick. I want to see him as more of a blocking tight end. Maybe you could have a 2 set with some guys out. So Tim Skills might come in a bit more. So just have a stable, mixed around rotation, good offense.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go
Jerry,
next.
what's yours?
I have to go
Go
next
next.
on that thing.
Huh?
I'm gonna try to make it quick because my phone is like on 1%. Taysom Hill as quarterback, obviously. Wide receiver number one. I'm gonna have to put Deontay Harrison. And next year during the all season, just put Deontay Harris in that hyperbolic time chamber. Hopefully he can get fast and strong. I just keep Deontay Harris on the field at all times. Delegate special team duties to somebody else.
Yeah.
Keep him on.
And even his polish is starting to lack luster in the eyes of a defense because of just the lack of production around him. Deontay Harris is a very dangerous guy, but when you don't have nothing else going on and you 5'6",
Marcus Callaway and
you're just trying to do too much at this point.
Marcus Callaway and Juwan Johnson. Not Juwan Johnson. With Jordan Humphrey, they're kind of big, so I would put them at like kick returner, punt returner.
And I think we haven't had woes in special team fumbles or he did muff a punt after he did muff a punt Sunday. That's what I'm trying to say, Deontay, which was a very weird, very anomaly type of thing because you really don't see him muffing punts, making mistakes like that. You've seen that last year, but this year you haven't seen that. Him trying to take the ball out when he shouldn't, calling for a catch when he's not catching the ball, or trying to advance the ball when he shouldn't. You haven't seen those type of mental things happen from him. And I think it just all goes around with what I'm saying on the narrative right now to me is everything is starting to reflect everything. The blood is trickling through the carpet. It's on the baseboards now. You're not seeing any facet of our team play well. Right. Everything is starting to depend on one thing, and it's all starting to depreciate it overall because we're just not having production at certain places, and the defense gets tired. Our defense just gets tired. Like
It
I,
was
you know,
nice.
for us to be the number, I think we still number one in yards per average. I think we still number one in yards period. I think we 5 or 6 in touchdowns. That might change. We gave up 5 rushing touchdowns. Haven't looked at the stat. 5 rushing touchdowns in Philly, something like that. You know, we talked a lot Saturday night about perimeter rushing and getting out to beyond the tight ends and on the edge and things like that. They got 166 yards on us between the tackles. That could be fatigue. That could be the schematics trying to keep everything in the box. So they took advantage of us going in the A and the B gaps and the 1 and the 3 techniques, but they gashed us. They gashed and gashed and gashed us like never before. It seems like the Philadelphia Eagles is the only team that's capable of doing that. And maybe it's because we try so hard to keep everything in the box that it just leaks out the bottom of the box.
Probably. That's probably is the thing. I feel like they boxed it up too much and then they kick it to the outside. And they should be watching the outside because like I tell people, I think up the middle we can cover it. It's just the outside you gotta watch. So keep everybody on the outside and let the middle people and trust the people in the middle. Because Christian Ringo, Alamado, and all of them, they can handle the middle. They good enough.
Yeah.
I just felt like they were running. I think they were boxing it too damn much up the middle, and that's why people kill us outside. But I really
but this only happened against Philly. This only happened, I think a mixture of fatigue and how they were just trying to play the game and not let anybody get to the outside. But you seen in the third quarter that they was gashing and gashing. And Miles Sanders had a really big game, minus the 2 fumbles he had. Which one we recovered, but coming back from IR, doing what he did against the New Orleans Saints rushing defense, that just not a good look. We just gave up too much, man. We gave up too much. We let a team go 12 and 21 on third down. Is no red zone to speak of because Philadelphia really wasn't in the red zone, like so to speak. They didn't have to be. They were scoring on us every time they got the ball.
I agree, Rose City.
Yep.
Yeah, and I wanted I wanted to say Slim South. I agree because Blake Gillikin is probably the best player we have on the Saints right now because every time he's probably the most confident New Orleans Saint we have right now because every time he go on the field, he executes exactly what he needs to. And our special teams has really been a plus for us, probably the only plus. And, that's probably the only good stat we will have is field position, starting field position, and, the field position we give to our defense for opponents. We've been good at that because we have one of the best punters in the league. Nobody discovered but Sean Payton. Don't know where this guy come from. I mean, Blake Gillikin is awesome. I mean, honest to God, like he's an awesome punter. I've never seen him. I've never seen ball places like that.
That dude
He
can
pinpoints.
I gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
That dude can
It's like every time he punts the ball, he sees that arch like on the Madden game, the way he can adjust it in his mind. And he can go there, he can shift it and pull it back and go because every time he punts the ball, he literally pinpoints it exactly where it needs to be in all positions of the field and in both hashes. He's an awesome punter, and it's probably the best attribute we have right now. Like you ain't got no offense. Your defense is getting tired. I could punt the ball though. You know what I'm saying? It just don't even sound right. It just don't even sound right, dog. I could punt that ball though, dog. But watch out! I could punt that ball.
Oh, but I wanted to say,
it's just not right now, dude.
what's the chat looking like? Anybody want to say anything? We haven't heard too much from the chat. All right, the stream.
Yeah.
So I got another question for everybody that's in here with us right now and in the chat. What is everybody's thought of us signing Malcolm Perry, the receiver they used to play for the Dolphins, and then he went to the Patriots, and now he just got waived off of IR. And some people are saying that he's basically just going to the practice squad, and then he's going to be activated, probably to the to like a starting job soon. Supposedly he's a good receiver.
He can lead the.
I'm thinking, practice squad person just like everybody else. So maybe Jalen McCleskey get a shot this this Thursday. I have no idea. I don't even know if they waived
Yeah.
Jalen McCleskey yet. If he's still on the practice squad, I don't
No,
know.
Jalen McCleskey remember he got kicked a while back ago when he got hurt and stuff, and I don't think they ever re-signed him yet. So they
What do you
brought him in
guys
for a
think about
visit.
Empty
Well,
Minding Gaming? He said,
Do
"Do you
what?
think Empty Minding Gaming?" He said, "Do you think
Oh, that's Joe.
something about Drew Brees?"
I said, do you think with Drew being at the game this week will help spark something with the tempo? Maybe he can lead the chant before the game. I can see that
I
happening.
hope.
I
I
can see
hope.
him doing something. I can see them trying to win this game
Again.
for Drew too. But basically, just to let y'all know about something too. When I was reading up on Malcolm Perry, and I was reading like a report on him, and they said he was going to the Saints and stuff. They literally said former receiver for the Dolphins and the Patriots, and they said former quarterback in college. This dude played quarterback and switched to receiver because I guess he wasn't a quarterback in the NFL, and he's a better the receiver. I can see Sean doing some trick plays with this dude just because they're gonna do like a what you call it? You know how they be doing the
Yeah,
what Deontay Harris doing the what you call it? Wide
throwing it
receiver
back across the
the jet
field.
sweep. You do the jet
Yeah.
sweep. You toss it to him and then he passes it. I can see something like that happening.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
do
I
you
don't.
guys
I
think?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know the quality. I don't know what type of Malcolm Perry we signed. To be honest with you, I don't know. Where he's at with all of his techniques. Don't know why we signed him. Maybe we signed him for a practice squad role at this point. I think we signing anybody
I
right
know.
now to fill
I
up
mean, they
roster.
said. I mean, they said with the report though, like right here, I'm reading it. They said he recently got weighed off of IR. He's signing with the Saints. He will start on the practice squad with a plan for quick promotions, which means he most likely will
Oh,
be
And we
promoted
need
to the because I think they like what they see about him. They like him as a
what about the
receiver,
last
and
two
they just
comments?
And they can only have him, I think, for 2 or 3 weeks on the practice squad before they have to do something with him. So that's probably a telltale sign of what they're trying to do. It's probably what they was trying to do with Jalen, but he got hurt.
So,
yep.
what do you
So
guys think about the
it's
two last
invited.
comments?
What,
So,
Rosie? What?
504 Co. and then someone else in the chat says, "Do you see us bringing back Crowley and Kevin White back?"
Well, they
No,
are
they
back.
brought it back. Yeah, they are back. They re-signed them already to the active roster
When?
today.
I
They
didn't
brought
even know
Kevin
that.
White and Ken Crawley back today to the active roster, not to the practice squad, but to the
Okay,
active
so
roster.
504
504,
Co.
that's facts, cuz. That's facts, big. That's our whole offense. The punt,
Man.
pin them back, put them on 18, hope to get a turnover. That's all we can do, baby. And that's literally all we can do. Give that man all the praise. Don't let Blake Gillikin go nowhere for nobody.
Pay him, pay
Yep.
him. Pay him more than what we're playing Marquez Callaway.
Maybe that'll make him catch on.
He's playing better. He's playing better. Playing better. Pay him more than our entire receiver corps was making. What they're making. Pay him more.
Hey, but
It's
I'm not gonna
invited.
lie to you. What is y'all thoughts so far now, basically, on Marcus Davenport? This man been balling out on defense, and now he's hurt again. But hopefully
What?
hopefully he
Don't tell
can
me he was
play.
hurt,
Mine.
man.
Yeah, he was on the injury report today with everybody else and in that practice again. So I mean,
Again, I mean.
Oh my
let me
goodness.
let me pull up the injury report real quick, and I'll tell y'all
Yeah, pull it up.
who all wasn't here today. I'll tell y'all.
He's
Watch.
having his best game.
Yeah, it
But
sucks.
you
It
still can't
sucks.
stay healthy.
Yep. So with the injury report, so these are the moves that happened today. Adam Trotman and Landon Young both got placed on IR today.
That's right, Rose City.
Then Ken Crawley and Kevin White got signed to the active roster. We released that cornerback Russell. We signed the Malcolm Perry guy to the roster. And then
You're right.
yesterday and today, Kamara didn't practice, Ramchek didn't practice, Marcus Davenport hasn't practiced, Compassional hasn't practiced. Mark Ingram did practice yesterday but didn't practice today. Armstead has been limited all week. Tom Montgomery was limited but then full today. Taysom Hill with his foot was full for both days, and then Trevor Simeon had a right hand injury and he's been full all week. And
Wait,
then
you
for their
think
side,
Bush can step in or Alvin Kamara? Or that guy that we just got in the practice squad? Because if they're down, Alvin Kamara's going to be gone. Ian Book's probably going to be the next answer or the practice squad guy. If he's out. Oh, yeah. By the way, what you said, injuries are killing us.
yep, the
This team
injuries
is
are killing
depleted.
us.
after
Huge
Thomas
role.
and guys were out for the season. Well, Lutz out for the season. Angels are just depleting this
And then
roster. I don't see a lot of people talking about it though.
if you look at the injuries for them, if you look at Buffalo, their wide receiver Cole Beasley had injury on his ribs, but he's been limited all week. And then linebacker Edmonds had a hamstring injury, but he's been full practice all week. So if you look at that, they only got 2 people on the list, while we having all these people, and everybody else that's not on here is just on IR, so they're not gonna be listed anymore. So I just tell people the injuries was killing us. I said all you can do is basically just lower your expectations for the team. But like I tell people, always got hope, because you got Sean Payton, and any given Sunday, any given Thursday, anything can happen, right? So that's why I tell people, just have hope and that we can win. Pray that our defense shows up like they do on Thanksgiving and just ball out against Josh Allen and them. And the reason why I feel like we got fade against this team, the reason why I would say that is because we are such a way better team than the Jags, and the Jags beat them 9-6. Who just beat them last week? The Colts, right? The Colts beat them this week. The Colts beat them this week. The Colts ain't a bad team. You know, they're a good team. They learning their team. You know, they got a lot of new pieces back there, but they still beat them. So I think they on a 2 or 3 game losing streak too, like us. So I'm saying we all fighting for another W, and I feel like we can beat the Bills, because I mean, if the other teams can beat them that ain't supposed to beat them, then I feel like we can beat them too, because we beat the teams that we're not supposed to beat, but we lose to the ones that we should beat.
He said we should just run the ball with Ingram, TJJ. Who's TJJ? It didn't taste
Tony Jones Jr.
Okay, yeah, okay. So he said we just run the ball.
That might just be all we got. That might just be all we got.
You want me to tell you my thing? This would be mine. This would be my idea. All right, so Trevor Siemian even admitted it, and the thing today, he said, "Let me just let y'all know. Yeah, I feel like I ain't been playing good in the first half. We need to be playing good in the first half instead of just the second half. So, hey, if he's only a second half guy, put Taysom Hill in for the first half. Let us get the momentum and the sparks, and then we put Trevor Siemian in the fourth quarter, because that's when he balls out anyway, and then we win the game. That's how I feel we do it, right? That sounds good to you? Taysom Hill first 3 quarters, Trevor Siemian in the fourth.
I've seen wackier stuff happen.
Is it vision? Okay. Is it?
This is the ideal game for us to pull out an upset victory. I think we minus 4 points. I think we was minus 3 points against the Bucks. This is the perfect game for us to come out depleted, not have anybody, have 50% of confidence, and do some things on the field defensively to stop them. Give our team some extra chance or 2 with the ball. Give us some extra snaps. Get inspired by the dome and pull out a victory, a close victory. Something that's close 20-13 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
This is the perfect. If we don't do it, we don't do it. But I promise you this: I've seen this happen before, and that's exactly how it happened.
Okay, so do you think it's vision and knowing what's going on for Trevor Siemian, or you think it's being in the game and knowing, like you feeling the game, or is it vision knowing what's happened? Because that's going to be a big factor. What you're saying with put him in the fourth quarter. Is it vision? Because if it's vision, okay, we're good. If he knows what's going on in the football game, he can go out there and play good football. Actually, his team, he can do a bunch of stuff. But if it's actually playing in the game, that could be a big weakness in the fourth quarter. If he's just playing one quarter, that could be just like the first quarter for him, and then guys have already played. So all I'm saying is this could have very worked. I just want to know if you guys think that he's going to be able to pull it off with actually just visualizing and knowing what the defense can do.
I think he started out confident and trying to execute and trying to do the best he can to get first downs and have some efficiency offensively. But I think Sunday was one of those games to where he's seen his receivers that was missing balls, and what that does is almost like on the basketball court when you have people that's missing shots that's always wide open, but you stop throwing the ball to them because they not making any shots. And, that kind of happens with a quarterback when you have a wide receiver struggling. They can be wide open as they want. Even on the plays you should throw to them, they're not throwing it to them because they just don't have any confidence in what's going on. It was a play that happened Sunday to where Callaway he has very soft coverage. I think it was a cover 3 on a dig route. And he basically was wide open, but Trevor Siemian wasn't even looking at that whole side of the field. He was trying to do something else, and that was, shut down. But that takes away that confidence of having all those progressions when you see a lack of catching. So, that puts a something in your game to make you, try to do other things that, you look at the film and you say, well, why you didn't throw it to him, or why you wasn't looking, why you wasn't going through your progressions? Because, you just kind of lose confidence, a lack of confidence in each other. But I think that's Trevor Siemian's whole game plan. I don't think he has nothing else to attest to other than getting on the field, executing, and being efficient. He's not a playmaker. He's not a number one star. He's not a number one athlete. I think that's his whole game, is to be a manager, But when you have people dropping the ball, that hardly makes you, try to be a manager too, So it's just a lot of weird things going on, So he doesn't really have a cast with him. So psychologically, I think that's like I said, everything is reflecting everything now. Pammy, who that to you?
And he's okay manager. He's not a good quarterback. You know that because he is just a good. He's just a okay manager. When you're an okay manager, you're not a good quarterback, but you can play decent football and knowing what's going on. So definitely think he has a shot. He just has to show more consistency. The offense got to show more consistency. Try to help him out. Get the ball going. Just get guys that are going to be able to move the ball and actually just say, this is what you're fighting for. This is what you should be doing. Taking this opportunity, because this is a one-time opportunity where guys are down. These are third stringers, fourth stringers, guys that aren't seeing the field. Besides one game, maybe where it's a blowout. This is the time where you say, okay, this is my chance. Where you have to play top of the football, showing that, okay, I can do this. I can go out there and play consistent, good football. That's what something has to do. That the coach says has to say, okay, this is the time where you play good football and show. Because you're probably not going to be in a roster probably not going to be in a roster next. Some of these guys are not going to be on a roster next year. What you need to do is say, okay, let me play good football to get on another roster next year and show that I can be a guy that they can put in at a time. This is the time. Play good football because this is one time experience. Do it. Don't question this blessing that they've gotten. Thank God, and just roll with it.
Hey, Pammy.
Yeah.
I see a comment in the chat that said, "Who's that talking? That sounds so young." Miss Pammy Whammy, that's our newest youngest mind as a Saints fan. That's Purple Marcus. Just want to let you know that's young Saint mind. That's a young fellow that dropped knowledge on New Orleans Saints.
Yep. Only 10 years old and can talk facts.
And Purple, man, I think we did that already, man. I think we've done every little thing that we could have done to make them, recognize the moments that they have to capitalize on them. They just not capitalizing on them.
Yeah.
They just not.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, but that's where that's why I bring up the Ian Bush. Like, I know how everybody's saying he's young. He don't know the books yet. Because this is his first year with us. But I mean, just look at some of the other quarterbacks in the NFL that just came in right in and played. Don't know the playbooks. You know how some of them look bad, some of them look good. You let them get their hand dirty and see what they can do. Let them learn from their mistakes and stuff. And that's why I tell people, if you need a scrambling quarterback that can get out and can throw really good down the field, do it all, Ian Book might be that guy. Taysom Hill is your running back, that you can do a quarterback sneak with and all that. And yeah, he can throw short passes, but his deep ain't there, so you're not going deep. So everybody's going to play up close against us because they're not going to play deep. So Trevor Simeon's your dude that can pass anywhere and pass it good, but he just needs the time, which we don't have, and he needs good receivers to get open, which we don't have. So that's why I tell people with Ian Brooks maybe getting a shot, being able to run out the pocket to looking for open passes and try to extend the play to give people a little bit more time, to get open, and he can actually throw it down the field. And I feel like that might be a better option because then that gives you some Taysom Hill to play his role and to help out because he's a weapon. And everybody knows the best position for Taysom is literally your tight end, your receivers, because he can do any damn thing you need him to, and that's why we paying him that extension. And everybody was going crazy. Oh, we gave him that extension. We need to let him be quarterback now. I'm like, no, that extension is like in a different way. They saying he's getting paid less money right now to be in that position that he's doing. I think he's getting paid like $10 million a year for that now. But he can get paid up to $25 to $30 million or whatever if he gets moved into that quarterback position. Which do you really want to put him in that position now and have him pay more now out of pocket?
Right.
I don't want to do that. I'd rather just test out the rookie Ian Brooks and see how that goes.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, the Taysom Hill issue had to be addressed because it was like 8.5 mil on the cap that just was kind of like dead money in the first place. So now that they didn't sign him, they could, that kind of goes away almost down to next season, to where Nolan Boyd is just is not into play as that 8.5 million would have been. You take that away before the situation even starts. So signing Taysom Hill was a priority in the first place. A lot of it's a weird contract to sign like that with the incentive, but we got a very weird GM. And we got a very unique head coach that, they probably hustlers at heart because they know exactly what to say and what to do to get things written up how they want. I think Taysom Hill knows that, but I think he's just a strong enough guy to say, okay, it's just a challenge and I got you. But I don't see another player and another organization agreeing to a contract like that. Just because of what they're trying to say, but Taysom probably thinking as well, as we take care of some stuff we need to, he's probably thinking for him, where else am I gonna go to have this opportunity? And even if I'm not a starter, I'm still on the field affecting the game tremendously almost every drive. So, I think it goes hand in hand. I love Taysom Hill, bro. I think he's a child of God. You see his faith, his perseverance. He's one of my favorite Saints. I just thought that we had better quarterbacks to start. I just love what he does when he comes in the game. It's almost like what Purple was saying earlier. You can see what's coming on, but can you stop it? That's a lot with Taysom. You might not understand, but can you stop it?
Yep.
And again, I mean, it takes time. Taysom might turn into, the best passer we've seen. He might turn into that guy to zip it, to throw it, to touch it, to loft it, to, intermediate, to long routes, to,
That's the conversation we had. That's the conversation we had before. You don't remember that one time? I think it was you, Pressure. You, me, and somebody else was in here talking one night.
Yeah.
And we were literally talking about the Taysom Hill. Remember, it was for the Giants game, and somebody said on third down they knew he ran it, and then they stopped him for like a short gain. And I was like, but did you not see the whole damn game that we kept running the same damn play and they couldn't stop it? We kept getting in the end zone with him. And I was like, That's the same thing with Michael Thomas. People want to call him a slant boy and call him that's all he can do, but you can't stop it. So that's why they call him a slant boy on purpose. Because they so pissed that they can't stop it. But if they can stop it, then he won't be running slants all the time. But he does it because you can't stop it. And that's why I tell people, Taysom Hill. That's why I said I would love to see Trevor start right now, but see Taysom in 50-50, running some plays and stuff like that, and get the offense sparking down the field until Trevor's ready to take over in the fourth like he's been doing. Why not do 50-50? Or like I even said, if you tired of Trevor and you don't want to see him anymore, well then let's test out Ian Brooks. We already know what Taysom can do, and everybody's looking at it, he went 3-1 last year. Yeah, damn well he went 3-1, but did you see who he played last year that he went 3-1? He lost to the Eagles.
Falcons.
He lost to the Eagles.
He
went to the Falcons.
He beat a Denver Broncos team that had no quarterback. Literally, Philip Lindsay was like playing quarterback slash running back, and we beat them. That game got a huge
Wait, no, that was
asterisk behind
wide
it.
receiver.
That was
I think
crazy. Then
I
we
think that was
then we
one of
beat
the.
Atlanta twice. We beat Atlanta twice, and then we lost to the Eagles. So I mean,
Yep.
the level of competition, you can say it is what it is, But
Yep.
at this point, I feel like this season, if it wasn't for Taysom Hill, we probably wasn't beating the Patriots because late in the game, we had no offensive driving
Yep.
power. We really wasn't moving the ball, and we needed the drive. We needed at least a field goal, and we kept going back to Taysom until it worked, until we got to the end zone and got a touchdown to cap the game off. If it wasn't for that athleticism, we probably wasn't beating the Patriots. So
Yep.
Taysom Hill is a vital
And there,
part of our offense. I
and
don't
you
care
also
if
got to
he's
look at it.
starting or not.
And you also got to look at it too. You've seen how many passing touchdowns Trevor Simeon's been doing, right? Doing pretty good with passing touchdowns every game. Well, if you look at Taysom Hill last year with the weapons he did have, he had Jerry Cook, like we were saying. He had Emmanuel Sanders. He had Michael Thomas for a little bit of time when he was playing. That's the people he had, but look at the passing touchdowns. And the other thing is like, hey, I mean, maybe this is a good thing. Look, maybe this is what we really need. Maybe Taysom is the dude we need right now, because the reason why I might say it over Trevor, because of one reason. Remember last year when we started Taysom Hill over Trevor, and we seen like Kamara not getting as many touches, and he wasn't getting the touches he needed. Well, guess what? While Kamara's out, and Mark Ingram might be out too tomorrow for Thursday night game. If they both out, then damn well start Taysom. You know why? That's not going to take no snaps away from your running backs that you're doing.
Right.
Just let him take them snaps and stuff, because he ain't gonna do no screen pass to no running back, because that ain't what he does. He takes off with it, or he looks for somebody down the field. So maybe this is the moment we need to use him right now until Kamara comes back, and then we can use Trevor again, because Kamara's gonna get the ball out the backfield with him there, not Taysom.
Exactly. And it's probably the only offensive weapon we got, other than Deontay Harris. I see a lot of people talking about Tony Jones, but I just don't have a lot of hope in Tony Jones. I think he's very weak. I don't really think he runs the ball ferociously like he should. I don't think he has that strength like he should, that, planting his feet, cutting, vision. It could get better, but right now I just don't have a lot of hopes for him. I think, man, in a perfect world, I would have loved to see Latavius Murray still be a Saint. That's my personal opinion. I've stated it time and time again. I like Tony Jones for a couple games in the preseason, but when he got hurt, I just lost all faith in him, because I think he's really just brittle. I think he's very brittle for what a durability back is. I don't think he helps that. But with Alvin down, we're at a point now where we don't really even have no alternative.
Yep.
So,
and then you got to look at it too from last year too. Taysom Hill, I mean, count how many touchdowns this man had in passing touchdowns, not running touchdowns.
Yeah,
just look how many passing. What he had, like 2 maybe for the whole time he started, like 2 passing touchdowns in 4 games. The rest of them were literally running touchdowns, or the defense did really good, or special teams. That's why we won, because of the defense and all that. It wasn't just because of Taysom. Yeah, he had good running touchdowns, but he wasn't the best passer down the field and getting passing touchdowns. He was just using his ability to run. And then people, and like I said, that's what people's going to catch on to one day. It's how to stop that. And then we screwed, because then they're going to be playing so short, you're not going to be able to pass on them short either. And you ain't going deep. So that's why I tell everybody, that's why I love Jameis so much, because he was a deep threat down the field. He can take off. If you need to, he can take off and stuff like that. And he was being more smart with the ball this year than what he was when he was Tampa, because of the system.
It's like Jameis was playing under the notion of, I'm not going to risk it. Like he had an intended agenda not to risk it, not make any throws that's errant, not make any mistakes, not try to fit the ball anywhere, trying to do his best to be a conservative quarterback.
So like
Trevor Simeon is not that. Trevor Simeon hasn't been playing under those type of notions of let me chill out. Trevor has been doing whatever he can. And you see the pick six, you see a couple of throws that he threw that, trying to throw it at people's feet. He's this very risky type of quarterback right now, and the lack of production from a wide receiver standpoint, even making him more risky. Maybe he maybe needs to sit down, dude. And we do need Taysom to have a little spark in the game. We do need some type of offensive spark. You know,
Yep.
I think we still like a top five red zone team. The problem is we're not getting into the red zone as much. It's hurting us. You know, we haven't really had a lot of production, man. Honest to God, bro. We really just haven't. You know, they've been on the field, off the field. Offense has the ball. Our defense is just getting tired, and you know, it's no break. It's no reprieve. It's nothing. It's not a very long drive every time we
Yep.
get on the field. You know,
Hey,
Yeah,
so
because the guys that we have, they're just not making plays. You cannot do that to expect to be a contender without a.
yeah, yeah.
yep. And then you
And
can kind
shout
of
out
bring
to
it back to
everybody
this.
in the chat, Elite and Pammy. Who that to everybody, man? Make sure y'all crush that like, send this out on social media. Who that to you?
You can also, to be honest with you, you can kind of bring the conversation up with, remember how you said when he drew that pick six, Kenny Steele was open, but he wasn't looking at that side of the field. I mean,
Yeah, no, yeah,
if you look at the person that he was looking at and was drawing that to, was Deontay Harris, and we all said he's your best target, he was your most reliable, so that's probably why he was drawing that comeback route anyway, because he probably thought he was going to get open. He was trusting him more than what he was trusting just to pass.
yeah,
But if he would have just looked at the whole play like he's been doing the whole time and actually look and trust the receivers, and even though they wasn't catching it, he would have seen Kenny Steele was wide open. But on that play, it was on almost halftime. He was just trying to get
right,
down the field, and then he knew he's like, hey, well, Deontay Harris my to-go-to guy right now. Let me trust him.
yeah,
And he just did a bad decision, and that's the only time he
yeah,
really did bad. And then the rest of the game, he looked good. He was trusting everybody again, drawing it down the field. So
yeah,
that's why I tell people,
yeah.
if
So
you can win
it's
a
not,
quarterback's
it's
trust.
not. It like I said earlier, like it's not a situation where you can use deductive reasoning to try to detective this thing out and bracket a subject and see who's the culprit and he's the boogeyman. No, sometimes Trevor was the boogeyman. A lot of times the wide receivers were the boogeyman. The offense was the boogeyman. Nobody consistently played anything well. Nobody. I can't think of nobody offensively that did anything with any type of consistency throughout the game. I cannot see it. You had a play where,
Neither do I.
Adam Troutman had a screenplay to where, he's really supposed to sell that block before he released. Really sell the block to get another passing lane for Trevor and then release. He didn't even touch the defensive end, the linebacker. He didn't sell the block at all. He just act like he gonna touch him and then ran a release for the screen. By that time, that guy was in Trevor Simeon's passing lane. He threw a low ball that he almost made a one-handed catch, but that shouldn't have even happened because consistently you know how to run that screen. You're supposed to sell that block, put your hands on him, and then release. It didn't happen that way. Then you have another play where he does it perfect for 30 yards. The
Yep.
inconsistency is vexing at least, because
Yeah,
you see it happening. You see what's going on, how half and half. Some players do things right, then the other ones don't. Then the tables turn on that. Then this player don't. I mean, hell, Mark Ingram fumbled the ball Sunday. Our
yeah,
best, offensive weapon, in some aspects, he even had a fumble. So I mean, it just the inconsistency is tearing us up. That inconsistency is reflective of offense, is trickling to the defense, getting tired, getting fatigued, mentally not locked in anymore, and just trying to get through. And we need the whole team to
Right.
step up. We need the team to step up.
We just need to start winning again. That's
Yeah,
what we need to do. 'Cause I'm
yeah,
tired. Like
Yep.
I said, I'm tired of losing these games, man. Every single week.
every
They just
week.
need to start winning games again, man. Just need to
Yeah,
get back on the right mindset. That's all I wanted.
Definitely.
that's all I want to, man. And even the Titans lost to the Texans. So
Mm.
these teams, this is a very fickle year,
Any
man.
given
There's
Sunday,
no other
man.
way to say it.
Any
It's
given
not
Sunday.
even about worrying about, the week after next or this and that. It's like right now, play, when people say, how you doing? Or I'm doing day to day. That's what we had as an offense. That's what we had as a team. Man, play to play. I'm going to play to play, cuz. Because that's the type of narrative we need to have right now to try to get something moving, because right now we're not moving. Our
Yep.
thoughts are overloaded, and but the product on the field, is coming out like sludgy. It's not
Yep.
reactive. It's not proactive. Not a proactive offense. It's not like a wide receiver going to feel like I'm gonna catch this ball. It's wide receivers running on the field like, oh shit, I gotta catch this ball. That makes a huge difference in the
Yep.
I get it.
same word. Perspective is everything, and that's in life too. Perspective is everything. It could be your reality makes it what it is, and you see an offense that's running out on the field with a very grim, negative reality, not a very positive, resilient reality that they're gonna try to persevere through. We've seen it 3 weeks in a row now, and I just want to get back to seeing my resilient, shining black and gold team, no matter who's playing.
Yep.
It's been a
Exactly.
lot of no names playing for us, a lot of people that people don't know that's coming on the field. But I just want to see us produce again, man. I know we better than what we've been showing the world. And
Yep.
it'll be a great opportunity. Thanksgiving, beat the Bills. A great opportunity
It
Yep.
would
Go be
to get
move to
back in the
six and
race.
five.
So,
Move to 6-5, and then we go on beat the Dallas Cowboys in another Thursday night football game. Move to
yeah,
7-5, and then hopefully in between those two games, like the 2 weeks, maybe Tampa Bay will start losing again because, like I said, they won yesterday. But if you look at it, like look at this as an
right.
example. Look how hard the Giants and the Eagles and the Falcons playing us. Just to beat us with injured players, and look how hard they played us. But look how when they played Tampa. Nobody played hard against them and looked like they were giving them up, like they're playing
No,
good at all. They looked like they didn't
no,
even give a damn. But when you play
right.
the
They
Saints, you
look
just
like
want to
they
beat
knew
us.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just it looked a little awkward and weird. I don't know.
yeah.
And then
Like they wasn't even utilizing Kadarius Toney like they was against us. Like it just was not the same thing. By the way, Jason Garrett got fired too as
Yep,
I
offensive
saw that.
coordinator, like right after the game or something. Like they didn't play hard against them. It was a different team. Like I said, man, perspective is everything. And I just want to see an intense team come on the field. I want to see Marshawn Lattimore with some intensity. He For the last couple games, I just don't see intensity from Marshawn Lattimore.
he don't look happy.
I,
He don't look. He
he
don't look
don't
like
look
he's ready to
happy.
go.
No.
It's
go do what
something
you
up
did.
here going on, dude. Like Marcus Williams been locked in.
Yeah.
Marcus
Go do.
Williams probably has been played. Probably the best defensive back we have right now. He's being
Him and
consistent, locked
Adebo.
in.
Him and
And
Adebo.
Paulson
Adebo's been
Adebo,
quiet.
excuse me, yes
Adebo's
sir.
been quiet because you ain't been seeing no catches on him really.
Right, right.
Right.
But you see, Marshawn is starting to become the subject of a lot of offenses because people are like, I'm gonna see if you really is one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the league, and you starting to see that more and more with teams. Like, I don't think so, and I'm gonna play with
Yep.
you, and I know how to play with you, and they've been crossing his ass and getting across the field and watching him look. He just looks lazy. Like when you see a play happening and you see the quarterback throw to a receiver, and it's a crossing or slant, you see that.
What up, Ice Cream
That
Man?
the wide receiver was who that they
What's
they
going
might
on,
catch the
Jack?
ball, they might catch the ball, and but you see Marshawn like running after him, lazy as hell, lethargic as hell. Like, oh shit, man, whatever. I don't care, bro. I got you next play. I don't want to see that from my highest paid cornerback. I want to see
Yep.
him finish the play
Go
out and
get.
still
Go do
talk
what
shit
you
to
just
him.
did.
And
I
I'm
don't
not
give a
seeing
rip
that
if
from
the
him.
defense.
And that reflects the defense. One player reflects that whole attitude of a defense. That
Yep.
mindset of being vicious
Yep.
and hungry and intent on being about that. And I don't see that.
Yep.
That's the most distressing thing of it all. That's the most vexing thing of it all. Is that I don't see defense or offense playing with intent, ferocity, ferociousness, hunger, nastiness. I don't see no fight in nobody. It's just like what it is, and we have to rid ourselves of that lull that we in right now. We in a funk, dude. I don't remember the last time we had a 3-game losing streak. I know it's 2 games. It was 2016, but this is
Yep.
uncharted territory for us, and we got to get back to Saints football before sooner or later.
Tell you
Yep.
what,
I
they
agree.
better figure it out.
Got to
So yeah,
figure
yeah.
it
I
out.
mean,
They better figure it out.
Sure enough.
Who that to you? Who that to
they
you?
figure it out before
So
Thursday,
they better figure it out.
or you're
But
gonna be dead. Not good
You know what I'm
football.
saying? Because I'm getting tired over here. I'm telling you now. Mess around with this team, I'm gonna have blood pressure pills and all kinds of crap.
Man, I
Nah,
got them right here.
Oh yeah.
right here, right there.
Sedatives, Ambien, uh, antidepressants, you name it. Crazy.
Man, you know what?
They better be glad I don't
Everybody
smoke
know
the
what the
ganja no
problem
more.
is. Everybody know what the problem is. These rival receivers is I don't know what the hell to tell you, man. These rival receivers, I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Not
I
playing
just
with
know
my
it's
man.
important for us to win the rest of these games. I know that.
What we gonna
Yeah.
have to do?
Important
We
for us to
definitely
win the
need
rest of these games.
some more time
Are
in the
we gonna
pocket.
have to regroup,
Yeah,
or do we need
the
to
pressure
focus
number's
on
been
the
weird.
snap?
It hasn't been a lot. It hasn't been a lot of sacks if you go look at Pro Football Focus, but just the simple fact of the pressures that he's been getting, it's been sus. You know, yeah, I think he's averaged maybe 2.5 seconds in the pocket. You know,
Yeah, what's our average?
so
What's the
that
time?
so the lack of wide receiver production, the lack of pocket time, that'll depreciate or devalue any quarterback from any standpoint. Because you're not getting the
Yeah,
opportunity to process reads, go through reads, do what you have to do. You know, you on your heels before you on your feet. Like you snapping the ball on your heels. That's not an offense. And then when you do have good cadence and you do have the perfect play and it do work out, you throw it to a
yeah,
wide receiver that just simply ain't catching the ball.
sure,
It is
yeah,
completely mind blowing at this point.
Yep.
So
Gotcha.
yeah.
So you can go. Well, Marcus, you can go.
Okay, if we're gonna win, we have to regroup. Do what you normally do, but you show improvement, more consistency. I want to see Marcus Callaway getting the football, playing good football. I want to see Deontay Harris playing good football. I want to see actual time in the pocket. Give him the best like 3 or 4 seconds to throw the football. Don't don't have Trevor Simeon being rushed every 3 seconds. Don't have him being rushed every second. Oh, he sees pressure already. It shouldn't have to happen. Play good football, and you'll beat the Buffalo Bills.
facts. That's where it
Play.
start out at.
Play good football. That's all you need to do is beat everybody and everything. Like literally, all you gotta do is beat people in time of possession, beat them in the turnover things. Beat them in every single phase of football, and you can easily win. But we're not, and that's why we're losing. We're not beating them. Like that's why I think we lost to the Eagles. 3 turnovers kind of screwed us over. If we would have never had them 3 turnovers and would have turned them 3 turnovers into at least a field goal or something, it would have been better
Right,
than giving them to them on our side of the
This
field and
is the
stuff like
same
that.
time
right.
as dog football.
And that pick six was just that pick six was devastating. You
Yep.
know, just from what a game was to where how we was already down, and right before the half was just it was deflating. And that was one of those throws that was like, Trevor, what are you looking at? I understand, but my man ain't even have his feet planted on the ground. He didn't even hardly know where he was at. That's Darius Slay you messing with, cuz you can play with a lot of people, but you playing with Darius Slay. He did it the week prior. So that's 2 weeks. Darius Slay done had 2 pick sixes. I think he had a pick six against Broncos. So hey man, ah, just don't play with Darius Slay like that, dude. So I mean, stats ain't everything. Like I always say, you know, codes and data is not X's and O's, and I get that. But sometimes those intricacies can show up. Sometimes they make the biggest difference, and they can tell a story of who you are, and you have to take that away from teams. And right now, Buffalo Bills passing and rushing is pretty elite. They distribute the ball and they run the ball fairly well. But if we could stop the run, stop the play action, then maybe we could put them on their heels a little bit, and put them third and long situations and get off the field and get some extra snaps to our offense. But that's all we could pray for now, because it's not like I see any things that the Buffalo Bills offensively do bad. I don't see them. They don't show up on the stats.
Yep.
So we just gotta ride. We gotta go up and rise to that level of execution and beat them.
So,
You know.
what do you think the game plan is going into the game?
I mean, I just wanted to say this. Like, they are like literally the Bills are the number 2 scoring team in the league and the number 2 points allowed. So I mean, it really don't get much equal and elite than that. You know what I'm saying? They number 5 in yards, number 1 in yards allowed. Those stats could tell a story, or they can't tell anything. The players on the field that particular game really tells the story. But you're looking at these stats and you say, well, all we could do is play football. It's not no pinpoint this or pinpoint that. Like I said, take away Josh Allen running lanes, take away the play action, take away the run game. That could calm everybody down. And if we do that, maybe we got a chance.
Yeah.
Easily.
But what were you gonna say?
Say that again.
What were you gonna say? Cause you're about to talk.
No, I just said easily. I was agreeing with everybody on that.
Oh.
About taking away Josh Allen.
Okay. WWE. What do you guys think on Survivor Series?
It was trash. I mean, it's an egg. Everybody was looking for an egg the whole night. Literally, The Rock didn't show up. They had a battle royal to honor the 25th year anniversary for The Rock. He wasn't there. The battle royal was terrible. The finish was getting pizza thrown at everybody. I mean,
he was shooting a movie, and I think
he is shooting. Yeah. I mean, and it was good promoting for I think the Ryan Reynolds and Wonder Woman. I always can't say her real name.
Yeah, Red Notice.
And Red Notice with The Rock on Netflix, and it was good promotion. Maybe it is maybe that egg was there for a reason to set up a Rock appearance later on this year. But according to what's his name, The Rock is in Australia shooting a movie, and because of quarantine, he couldn't make it back here in time. So that's why he wasn't. Maybe that's why he wasn't there at Survivor Series. But maybe that was just like a little, I can't be there, but I want to be there type of situation, showing that egg, and maybe it's gonna come up. Maybe it's not. I mean, it would be kind of dumb if it wasn't, because it'd just be like, oh, The Rock is here. But the egg thing's already resolved. Austin Theory had the egg. Sami Zayn told Vince McMahon Austin Theory had the egg, and Austin Theory said the only reason he had the egg is because he wanted to take a selfie with it. And then Vince McMahon turned around and took a selfie with the egg and Austin Theory and told Sami Zayn he was a snitch, so he wasn't getting a title match. So we got Austin Theory and Big E for the main event on Raw.
Okay, so what do you guys think of Omos?
And then Omos is nothing. Omos is nothing.
The sponsorship match.
He's literally another Braun Strowman.
He's not Braun. He's not Braun. Don't even disrespect Braun like that. He ain't got no mic ability.
No. What I'm saying is they're gonna use him like a Braun, make him look strong, monsterless, and then he's gonna lose his first match because of some bull crap. and then then it's gonna go
I think.
downhill.
That's what I think his whole push is not to be the big guy to win the match. I think his whole push is to be the big hovering over his opponent type of guy and gonna lose and put over whoever beats him because he is so big, because he is not that guy.
Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God, Omos is nothing. Like he has zero charisma. He has no presence about him. You know, he just, you know, I'm just gonna grab you by the head and throw you type of person. That's so brute.
Like
and
Khali. Like Khali.
Yeah, don't even disrespect Khali like that, because Khali was crazy. Khali's dance on you and grab the mic, and you know, Omos is nothing. Like, they don't give him any type of character to make you say he's
Well, Khali didn't
be a
dance.
powerful.
Khali didn't dance till
did.
later on. To like later on in his
Yeah.
career. Like at first, he was just a quiet guy, had the dude talking for him, came out and just beat you, and then he was done. You
But
know?
he had a presence about him.
But maybe that's why Omos ain't doing that yet, because he's more of the manager for AJ Styles. So he's letting AJ do all the talk, and he's just basically out here just doing his job. Like he's doing it. Like the Great Khali did, you know, came out there, whoop your butt, be quiet, and then later on his year, they started using him differently, the way he was being the good guy, dancing and all that stuff, having promos. So I can see, you know, Omos maybe doing that, but like, I feel like when you turn one of the big guys into a good guy, that's when you ruin their thing. So just like Kane. Kane was so cool being bad, and then turned to good sometimes, but they ruined his damn character so much, changing it up and down.
But to you know, the mayor of of Tennessee, the mayor of what's that town in Tennessee that he's the mayor
Knoxville.
of?
Knoxville,
No,
is it? Or
it's not Nashville. It's not Nashville.
They're out there, I think.
But to
No.
Glenn Phillips,
it wasn't Knoxville or something like that.
yeah.
Small town, yeah. I think it was like a county it's close to
But anywho, he, you know, to Glenn Phillips' defense, he made a lot of stuff work, even when it wasn't supposed to work. Even when they took his mask off, it showed a different side of his character that played well with people. You know, he's had a couple little spells, especially like being in ECW, to where he didn't really have a pop. But Kane has always had a consistent pop, because whatever they made him do, he did what he was supposed to. You know, my favorite Kane, honestly, is him with X-Pac, with being a tag team champion. That's my favorite Kane, because I would have never thought Kane and X-Pac, out of all people, out of these two different people, would be tag team champions and be cohesive like they was. That was my best Kane, because he was silent, he was violent, but he also was like, I'm a chill. I'm going to do things how I'm supposed to do it, cerebral, and I'm going to have some charisma behind it. And plus, X-Pac is just like a jumping bean. So, and it was just a crazy little dynamic they had. Like, I hated when he took his mask off the first time and whipped RVD ass. I didn't like that. But what he started to do after that, I did. You know, having, you know, walking to the ring in chains and having like cops like have to escort him to the ring and having that towel over his head. That shit was nuts. I like that. I like that Kane too. He electrocuted Shane McMahon through his cojones.
So what do you guys
on live television. So I mean, but yeah, man. Survivor Series had Becky Lynch and Charlotte was awesome. Everything else was crap. And then Roman Reigns and Big E. I mean, people was chanting for CM Punk during the women's Survivor Series match. Like, nobody really cares about what's going on anymore. Like, they just there for the entertainment. They know it's just weird, you know. It, like, I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like Raw.
So what do you guys think of Raw winning the 24/7 championship?
The same old, you know. They keep doing it, which R-Truth is very funny and entertaining. But at this time, I would have wanted to see R-Truth get a last run with even a United States title, because I feel like he deserves that. That gimmicky stuff that he does, you know, it's so like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
So what do you guys?
Yeah.
What he said? What he said?
Can you guys hear me?
I can't hear you now.
So okay. Oh, But can you guys
I can hear you a little bit.
did you hear what I just said?
No.
Okay, so do you guys think that the W should WWE should do branding, new gimmicks
For
You
who?
said new gimmicks?
for Dana Brooke, our true God said was not getting job done.
Dana Brooke, no. All truth, yeah. A lot of people doing that 24/7 stuff. They just are who they are. They're not gonna be utilized how they're supposed to. They been dropped the ball on Chad Gable. Chad Gable is a player, and they completely after him after the Alpha Tag team with Jordan, and Jordan went to Raw and was Kurt Angle's daddy. They been dropped the ball with somebody like Chad Gable. Because he definitely a talent and a big player, and they diminished him. Just a long list of the people characters they didn't really trash and buried, completely buried, made them gimmicky. So even if they do get a push now, it's all just tarnished because of the dumb things that they have them doing right now. It's sad. It's absolutely sad. Nobody cares about their 24/7 championship, but Vince McMahon, and that's
Okay,
just the God honest truth.
Hoodie, who's that number 3 jersey in the back?
Number
Who?
3?
Yeah, you see that jersey in the back?
Yeah, that's Will Lutz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I got that from Elite. He gave it to me for a free gift. Mr. Elite down here that just literally just commented down here. Mr. Elite good. So if you ever want a nice little jersey, tell your parents and them to hit up
Nep.
Elite up in here. They get you
Who
a
that to you,
nice
Nep?
they get you a nice little jersey. But with that being said, y'all have any last words, that y'all want to let off about the Eagles and our signings or anything? Because tomorrow night we're gonna have another round table, for the last thoughts before the Bills and see what the injury report looks like, who's in, who's out, and have that
Yeah.
conversation tomorrow night when I get off. So it'll be a late one, probably be around 10 o'clock, 10:30 tomorrow night, because I got to work till about 9:30. So by the time I get home, but
Yeah.
anybody else got any last thoughts?
Oh man, we could conclude this tomorrow night, man. At least it's a home game we playing on Thanksgiving. Live
Yeah.
television. So it's
Hold
set up.
on.
It's set up for us to grab something.
I was about to end the show and somebody hopped on here. Never mind, the person disappeared. Oh, okay. The person disappeared. It was King Nev. King Nev hopped in and then he hopped out. Where you
Nep,
went,
what's
King
good,
Nev?
man?
King Nev, where you went, chicken? Come on, get back on. You was literally just in here. Hurry up. Hurry up. Get back in here and talk to us before. Yeah, there he goes. See, there he is. He's back in here.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is. King Nep.
Nepper stepper.
Nep. Don't tell me your mic's broken now.
Ah,
I bet he's trying to fix his mic. Hold on. We'll give it a few more minutes on here because I know he's going to try to join back up in here and say something.
what's
Damn,
up,
Jerry's back in
Nepper?
here. Here's Jerry again.
Jerry
What up,
and
Jerry?
his thing?
Jerry.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I'm back. I had an incoming call coming in, so I had to take it. But I'm back.
Oh, you good? Oh, here comes King
Good.
Nep now. Let's see if we can hear him this time. King Nep, can we hear you this
Yeah, there
time?
he is.
Yo.
Yep, now we can
That
hear
boy Nepper
What's
stepper.
happening?
King Dale.
you.
Hey, I just wanted to say what's up to everybody, man.
Man, much love to you, man. Happy holidays to you, brother.
I've had my AirPods in, man. I've been cutting like a mug. Appreciate it, man. Same to you.
Yes,
I
sir.
love tuning in, man. Who is this little kid? This little genius.
Hey, this the guy. It's the boy Wonder.
Young man right here, King Dale.
I love it, man. Keep it up, dog.
Dude, check this out.
For real.
He's 10 years old, homie, and dropping some
That's
knowledge
crazy,
on the
man.
New Orleans Saints, bro.
10 years
Up
old,
and
bro.
coming. You know what I'm saying? He dropping knowledge, bro.
Straight up.
Hey, man, I just want to stop by real quick and say, Jerry, what up? Lil Man, what up? Crusher, what up? Jube, everybody in the chat, man. I want to wish everybody a happy holidays. In case I don't see you guys, man. All
Yes,
love over
sir.
here.
All love this way too, brother. Appreciate you, homie.
Already. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. All right, I'm going to hop back, man. I'm going to get back to work.
Hey, you better be on tomorrow night.
You already know. I'll tune
Yeah.
in, man.
Yeah, straight up.
Alrighty.
Round table talk. You already know.
Yes,
We're
sir.
Y'all boys have a good night.
You
Deuces.
too,
All right,
man.
my boy.
All right,
You
you
too,
too,
homie.
man.
Good night.
But that being said, y'all, anybody got any last words, Mr. Jerry? You have any last words before we move on? Because like I told everybody, tomorrow night around 10 o'clock, 10:30, we're gonna have another round table about the Bills game, about the injuries, from practice and stuff, and see who's in and who's out, and see what we can, brainstorm on and see what our team's gonna be like. So, any last words?
Now,
Yeah, it's like
now, now, Hoodie Jube, I don't have anything else tonight, man. I mean, we already gave our recap on the Saints loss to the Eagles. Now we fast forward into the Bills on Thanksgiving night. So we'll just chop it up some more on Wednesday night whenever you come on, and we'll give us the preview and the hot and the the up what the keys to the Saints need to do to rebound and get out of this 3-game losing streak and start a winning streak. So
Facts.
that's about all
Yep.
I got for right now.
Gotcha. Anything, Purple Marcus? Any last words, little man? Any more
Oh,
facts,
okay,
and
cool.
knowledge you want to speak to people?
So, I can review some of my thoughts and then read some articles, see what's going on, and then I'll have some more questions by tomorrow.
Copy.
Gotcha.
Oh, are you streaming on Thursday? Like the game?
The what?
Are you gonna stream on Thursday, like the whole game, like pre-game, post-game, and during?
Oh no, I'm gonna be at the game Thursday. So
Okay, so
Okay.
I can see post-game.
y'all,
Oh, just one quick word. I didn't mean to cut you off, Marcus, but just want to inform you all and everybody in the chat that TJ Jones is on right now live. So after we wrap up here, y'all can head over to State of the Saints podcast because I'm already over there in the chat. But I told him I'm over here at Hoodie Jube on the round table chopping it up with y'all. But after we wrap up over here, I mean, y'all more than welcome to come on back over and holler at the host of the State of the Saints podcast, which is TJ Jones. So y'all more than welcome to come over there.
Copy.
yep.
Much love to everybody, man. Yeah. No last words for me. We'll get to the facts and the keys tomorrow night to see what we can do to bring down this high-powered Buffalo Bills offense. Good night to
Gotcha.
everyone. Who dat? Much love to the chat.
Who that?
Don't forget to crush that like before you get up out of here. Share this on your social media. Support the hood. Let's keep it going. Let's black and gold till we dead and cold. Who that? Much love. Happy holidays to you, man.
Yes, sir. And Marcus, we're gonna answer some of your questions tomorrow night if you hop on in. We can answer some more questions for you. We're gonna end the show. We've been on here for about almost 2.5 hours. So shout out to everybody that came on the podcast today, and shout out to everybody that was in here in the chat just commenting and showing the love. So with that being said, everybody, if y'all don't know, y'all will know. There's no YouTube without your boy Hoodie Jube. And also, y'all just need to respect our Saints. You better acknowledge our boy Trevor while he's the quarterback, or Taysom, depending on who it's gonna be. But let me play that little short video of them being acknowledged, and then we're gonna end it out with the damn intro. You know how we ended.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, get ready for an entertainment explosion. Get ready for an avalanche of awesomeness. Get ready to go live with your boy. Here he is, Hoodie Jube. And make sure to hit the subscribe button for your chance to win tickets to a live New Orleans Saints football game.